you are absolutely right. Each one can cook what their preferences. And you are a young man, you can eat anything. I've been advised not to eat sweets.
And Councillor Tai, was that hi? I think you were saying
Where is he?
potato.
I can't see him.
Okay, hello, sorry.
He's there, I can hear him.
Oh, have we got everybody on, do you think, Paul? We've got
I
lots on.
think we're almost there. Yes, we've got 2 pages of people on my screen, which is really good. So I think we're very close. And in a minute, I can probably give everyone a couple of bits of advice about cooking in their kitchen safely in a minute. But I think we are very close.
Yeah, should we go? Do you think we should do the health and...
Yep, just give me 2 seconds and we
Oh,
are...
wait 2 seconds. Let's wait till a few other people join. I think we've got a couple more to join. Yeah, we've got a few more joining.
Hello, Anna, how are you?
Everyone's coming in.
Good, thank you.
You are the one you were talking to me quietly there. I got you.
I was. I was.
People joining so far.
Kim is very quiet with the things on.
10 minutes.
Julia, I can. Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
Everyone is looking very positive today.
We're all looking forward to cooking the kimchi.
I think I must say hello to Paul. Hello, Paul. Paul is either muted or he can't hear me.
He can hear.
I think Paul's on. There we go.
Happy Diwali.
Yeah, happy Diwali.
Diwali.
Hello, Tai.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I need to talk to young Marcus. He said Councillor Jorgen Serviten, not Tolworth.
We'll get. I think it's just been changed to Tolworth.
No, it doesn't matter. Tolworth and Serviten are same, but people do have a go at each other because of the price of the property. It's only the same place. If you say Tolworth, £5,000 going down the drain. So this is.
The postcode war.
No, I'm actually a Serviten councillor, and I is Tolworth and Hook.
Tolworth and Hook.
Yeah, and I'm Serviten.
Tolworth is fine. Tolworth is fine.
Tolworth is fine, and you can leave it as Tolworth or better Serviten. I don't want any guys giving me a hassle. So he coming into my area. Happy Diwali, Tai.
Happy Diwali, happy Diwali.
I hope it's going to be a good one.
Well, we'll do our best.
We have to do our best. We have to do our best. At least we are starting with the beautiful food.
Okay, shall we unmute or let me know when you want me to unmute? Sorry, mute.
Is it horse muting it or who is muting it?
Okay. So
Shall we mute ourselves? Okay, shall we unmute or?
Hey, Marcus can do it.
Sorry, mute.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay. Shall we mute ourselves?
yes, please. I can do it quickly here. Yes. Wonderful. So very nice to see everybody. Welcome again to all our guests. Yes, please. I can do it quickly here. Hello, Kath, Roger. Very good to see you. Wonderful. So very nice to see everybody. We're now live on YouTube, and it's great to see so many people joining here. I do know we have people joining from Brazil, from US, from Canada, from many different parts here in the UK. And it's a great success to an amazing team of volunteers that have been working very, very hard for the past 3 months to get the event happening today. And it couldn't be better. I think this is the very simplistic way to put it. Couldn't be better. So thank you for all of you, Quilombo team. You've been amazing. This is looking great, and I'm sure we're gonna have a good time here. I can see that Ji-Hoon Park is also joining us. Hello, Ji-Hoon. And I know Nikhil will be joining us soon as well. Amazing. So what I am gonna quickly do here, I'm gonna introduce quickly our guests, our presenter, our translator, and then I will hand to Becky, who is our presenter. She will be leading the event together with the Chef Im with us. And I will be here as well behind the scenes, controlling, helping. If anybody has any technical issues, you can. I would like to remind you that here in Zoom, we have the chat area. You can send private messages. You can see my name there, Marcus Quilombo. If you have any issues, you can send a message to me or to Matt. He's saying Matt, Yorkshire. He's in Yorkshire, and he will be also helping me with the tech side. Okay. Won-hee, please, would you like to give a quick translation?
네, 오늘 참여해 주시는 모든 분들께 너무 감사드립니다. 전 세계에서 오늘 참여해 주고 계시는데요. 혹시라도 참여해 주시다가 기술적인 문제가 생기시면은 오늘 그런 거 아니더라도 참여해 주시면서 하시고 싶은 말씀이나 있으시면은 오늘 저기 아래에 채팅 박스로 프라이빗 메시지로 보내실 수 있거든요. 거기 이름 선택해서 저한테 보내주시면 제가 팀한테 전달하도록 하겠습니다. 환영합니다.
Thank you very much. So, I will start with our chef. Chef Im has kindly agreed to take part with us. I think he's cooking with his team. Thank you once again, chef. We will let you give a couple of words to introduce yourself if you wish. Talk a little bit more about your work.
This one.
And yeah. Or it can be the other one, no problem. Whichever you think. Yep.
임 셰프님 소개드립니다.
예, 안녕하세요, 여러분. 안녕하세요.
Hello.
Hello.
Can
안녕하세요.
you
Hi.
Everybody's on mute. Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Today is Saturday, 14th of November. It's very rainy outside at the moment, and feels so great again during lockdown. But we could turn happiest day today during lockdown and rainy day, because I'm making kimchi for you today. And we gonna have, it's not just cooking class, we're gonna have talking, we're gonna have, it's not eating my kimchi, you could, because it's a Zoom lesson, but hopefully you will have a great day. My name is Hyung-Soo Im. I'm working as a Korean food researcher for more than 10 years. And my experience as working as a chef is more than 30 years so far. And I'm trying to teaching people in Korean food and also producing many food for many people, and even the Michelin 3-star chefs are asking me to teach them sometimes. the Korean food is now kind of a trend in all the culture at the moment, and especially in UK, many people are trying to taste and learn Korean foods. And there's some people, I can see everyone on the screen at the moment, and some people are keeping very busy at the moment. I think you better keep eye on what I'm telling you. Joking. So.
Okay. Wonderful, chef. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're definitely going to enjoy the cooking. I'm going to now quickly introduce our presenter, Becky. Beck is half English, half Korean, or English, with Korean family. We were having a chat about being English, being British, and she was telling me some very nice about the Korean values that she's being raised by. And she kindly agreed as well to be the presenter for us. She is a food blogger. So she will be putting here, promoting her YouTube channel later, so we can follow, we can check out. So Becky would like to give some quick words.
So I just wanted to say to everyone, hello and welcome to the second episode of Cooking Together Online, which is a series put together as part of Connecting Kingston by the social enterprise Quilombo UK. Now, during the lockdown, we've all been in our homes and mostly we've been cooking for ourselves. So what we wanted to do here is connect us all whilst we are at home by cooking together and learning more about new dishes, some of which we have tasted before, whilst having a nice discussion about multicultural Britain in 2020. We are joined by our interpreter, Won-hee Kim, who will be translating live into Korean. So can I please ask everyone who is taking part in the conversation to remember to leave pauses in the discussion to allow for translation.
네, 안녕하세요. 오늘 통역을 맡게 된 김원희라고 합니다. 많이 부족하지만 최선을 다해 전달해 보도록 하겠습니다. 사회기업 콜롬보 UK의 프로젝트 커넥팅 킹스톤의 일부로 진행되는 쿠킹 투게더 이벤트에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 저희가 여기서 함께 요리도 해보면서 또 영국의 다문화적임에 대해서 토론하는 기회도 오늘 가져볼까 합니다. 환영합니다.
Wonderful. And Won-hee is being a translator, Korean to English for 4 years. Is that right?
Actually, about that, it's about 1 year, but I'll do my best today.
Thank you very much for agreeing to be with us as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce is Paul and Chantal Cox. I think for everybody in Kingston know Paul really well and Chantal for the community work that they do here. I know Paul is involved in plenty other organizations in Kingston as a support, as a mentor, is a philanthropist in Kingston that has supported so many people, and we are very, very happy to have Paul being our mentor as well in Quilombo and our supporter, and Chantal as well, the second time taking part in our event. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
No problem. And if you would like to say anything?
Well, happy Diwali to everybody. I'd like to say what a wonderful organization you have behind you, Marcus, and I congratulate them on putting on the second event. I know that a lot of time, effort, and all by volunteers has been carried out, and we really appreciate what you're trying to do for the Kingston community.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. Here we go. Somebody knocking our door here. I'm so sorry. Live events. Next, I would like to introduce is Councillor Tai. Councillor Tai has been a councillor for Tower from Rise Ward and served as a mayor in Kingston from 2018 and to 2019. Councillor Tai, also a great supporter of Quilombo, and his wife, is the second time they took part in our first edition. So thank you very much, Councillor, for supporting us again, for being here again with us.
Thank you very much.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you.
Happy Diwali.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the last program as well, and I'm quite happy to join today. enjoying the Korean dish.
Wonderful. Thank you. First time joining us is Councillor Jorgen and his wife. I have met Councillor Jorgen in many events here in Kingston. Great supporter always as well from the job we do. So Councillor Jorgen, a councillor for St. Mark's Ward in Kingston, former chair of Kingston Race and Equality Council. And by the way, John Azar will be joining us later as well. Has been awarded an MBE for his services to the community and local government as well. So thank you, Councillor Jorgen, for taking part, you and your wife. It was great to have a chat yesterday when I came to deliver. Happy Diwali. And would you like to put some words, to say something? I think you are muted, just need to quickly unmute yourself.
He was saying, okay. Thank you, Marcus, and thank you for introducing to me. And we are very pleased, both of us, myself and my wife. We've been around here for too long, and I've been a councillor in St. Mark's Ward since 2002 to date. And like myself and Thai, we are from the same country, Sri Lanka. I was a mayor 2005-06, and also part of the CREC, Kingston Racial Equality Council, we call them, and part of Jonasa, and so as Thai. And we certainly listen to people and do something. But today, I think what you have achieved is Korean, bringing people together, cooking, and all those volunteers who are helping it. Like Paul was saying, what an excellent effort. And sorry, I missed the first one. There you are, I have already joined. Today actually is my boss, my wife, married for 43 years plus. She is going to do quite a lot. And I'm just going to say, yes, darling, what do I do? But finally, I want to say happy Diwali and happy day. And I'm sure this event will go very well indeed. And you are doing an excellent job behind your Zoom. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you very much. Thank you. The next guest I would like to introduce is Councillor Ha. Councillor Ha is a Liberal Democrat, a councillor for Beverley Ward, and is being the first Korean councillor ever elected in Kingston. And am I right, the second Korean councillor ever elected in the UK, Councillor?
Hello. My Jackson Wonmore Council became the first Korean councillors in the UK following the local election in 2018. First of all, I deeply thank Colombo UK for hosting Korean edition. I think it will enhance the understanding of Korean people and Korean culture through one of the famous Korean food, kimchi. I enjoy Korean food today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you. Amazing, 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 amazing. The next guest I would like to introduce is Ji-Hyun Park. Is the Outreach Director for Connect North Korea in Kingston, helping North Koreans to adapt to their life in the UK. She won the Amnesty International Brave Award in 2020 and is the co-author of the book Dux Corners. She's a North Korean defector in the UK. Thank you so much, Ji-Hyun Park. As we have had a chat before, a beautiful journey, beautiful story. And thank you so much for joining us, for cooking along with us. Really, really honored for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is a great opportunity for me. So Kingston is my North Korean new hometown, and many people really enjoy the life in Kingston. So I'm really happy to join this cooking event, and we can share about the North and the South Korean food culture. I'm really happy and enjoy it. Thank you.
Really nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think I haven't been giving much time for our translator Won-hee to translate. Sorry. Please, would you mind give a little summary of the guests and a translation, please?
네, 일단 처음에 이제 폴 대표님 먼저 소개해드렸습니다. 킹스턴에서 자선가로 활동하고 계시고요. 이제 그 다음에 요건 의원님, 구 킹스턴 의원님이시고요. 그 다음에 하 의원님께서는 최초로 킹스턴에서 발선되신 의원님이십니다. 그 다음 저희 박지연 감독님 세터민으로 영국에 정착하시고 많은 자선 활동을 하고 계시는 분이시고요. 네, 오늘 참여해 주셔서 너무나 감사합니다.
Thank you very much. Next guests I will introduce is Jisung Lee. He's a journalist based in London, currently accredited with the BBC World Service. His reporting expands through a wide variety of topics, including Korean diasporas and international affairs. So thank you once again, Jisung Lee, to be in touch with us about the event, to agree to cook along with us as well. Really, really nice to have you here.
Yes, hello, hi. Great to be here, and I'm looking forward to the event. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Amazing, amazing. We have lots of other great guests joining us. We have Val representing Refugee Action, who has supported us in our event. I think getting some of the clients here as well. I know I heard from David Smith. I think he's also somebody that works with equality and diversity is joining us. So there's a great number of people joining us throughout the UK. Catherine Roger in Yorkshire as well. So thank you for all of you for joining us. John Azar will be joining us later. I will introduce him when he joins us. I would like to say, Quilombo team, once again, amazing. Great job. I think it's just now the time for all of us to enjoy the talk, enjoy the cooking. Yes. And this is it. I will now pass to Becky and for you to please lead us in this beautiful cooking together about Korea. Thank you so much.
So much, Marcus. Kimchi is actually one of my most favorite Korean dishes. Not a day goes by without me eating kimchi. I've grown up with it, so I do feel very honored to be hosting this show. So I think we should get started now. So how are we preparing our first kimchi, Chef Yim?
네, 김치 제가 너무 좋아하는 음식인데요. 오늘 김치 만들기 위해 먼저 뭘 해야 될까요, 셰프님?
오늘 김치를 만들기 전에 잠깐만. 제 소리 들리세요?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I should tell you what we have to start off with to make kimchi is the salting, the cabbage. So during my lecture, I think it will take an hour to complete my lecture today. Then we will have around half an hour to an hour of Q&A, question and answer time. So actually, I've already handed out the video clip of salting cabbages ready. So,
네,
so it is quite hard to deliver my message to you if you ask me every single time. So for an hour, just give me to explain what to do for an hour. Then if you have any question, you can ask me after cooking. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
Chef.
that sounds good.
Thank
Right.
you.
There are more than 1 million people already joined. So there are 2 million eyes are watching me at the moment. So if you have a question, one person each, I should have to answer 1 million questions.
Wonderful.
So just bear me an hour to continue my cooking. So please hands up if you already had a video clip of the cabbage salting.
Yeah.
네, 오늘 김치 절이는 영상을 먼저 봐주신 분들은 손 들어 주십시오.
So It's already 100 people sold that already. So, wait, but don't worry about this. I have another preparation to show you.
Okay, another preparation.
Yep. So it will be very quick, but will help you as well. Okay. Let's check.
Marcus, would it be possible to pin this cameras because this one has a higher definition compared to the?
Here we go.
Thank you very much.
Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's check the ingredient first. Very important ingredient for the kimchi. A huge amount of chili we have.
고춧가루입니다.
We have coarse sea salt
소금이고요.
and fine sea salt as well. So I will tell you what's the difference between later. And we have fish sauce, is anchovy sauce. And we have fermented shrimp paste,
새우젓입니다.
black sesame, white sesame, sesame oil, it's pine kernel. Actually, it's not on the recipe, but I'm gonna put some extra for this. It's optional as well. We have
Chef Yim, could you please tell us the difference between the coarse salt and the other salts?
I will
Why
tell
is there
you
a need
later.
for 2 salts?
So I will tell you later. Is it okay?
Yes.
Then we have finely chopped garlic and finely chopped ginger. And we have cabbage. Salted cabbage is a result of after salting. And we have fresh red chili, green chili, spring onions, radish. Actually, this is organic radish from my friend from her farm in her allotments. It's smaller than we could buy from the supermarket, but the taste will be much better than that one. And we have cucumber. I said baby cucumber we are using, but actually in this season it's very hardly able to find the baby cucumber. So I bought in from the supermarket to try to check as thin as possible. And we have, actually we don't have Korean chives at this season. So I'm just gonna use just normal chives. I love this too. And
yes, chef.
Mustard leaf.
Wow, they look really green.
Really nice.
They look amazing.
That looks cool.
And they're very fresh as well.
Yeah.
It's just picking up from the land early in the morning. And we have fresh oyster too.
Nice.
Many people are asking me, how about vegetarian or vegans? Then you don't need to worry about, because fish sauce is optional. Shrimp paste is optional as well. So
Chef Yim, may we ask for an alternative for fish sauce if you are a vegan?
if you're vegan, you can make the vegetable stock, simple vegetable stock. But when you make a vegetable stock, you don't need to use, how can I say, the proper vegetable. All the trimmings, such as onion peels and the garlic peels, or the carrot peels, all of them, you just keep in the fridge. In one day, it's a quite a lot amount you saved. You can wash it very cleanly. You can boil it for half an hour. Then you can use.
Okay.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. So
That's really
to
cool.
everyone listening, please don't throw away your carrot peels. Don't put it in the rubbish bin. Keep them safe because that can be used as a vegan fish sauce.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you, chef.
Right. So now we have all ingredients on my table. So I'm gonna move it for a while. Let's salting cabbage first, because the salting cabbage is compulsory and also most important part of kimchi making.
네, 배추부터 절이도록 하겠습니다.
So without salting, it cannot be the kimchi. So there are 3 ways of salting I have to show you. One is pogi kimchi. We normally say kimjang kimchi.
Chef, could you please explain to the audience what kimjang means?
Kimjang means is kind of Korean events for preparing winter season. It's like the winter time. People cannot get the fresh vegetable for the winter time. So we need to preserve some foods for the long winter. So we're normally making not that much for the daily life, but for the 3 months of long winter season, people need big batch of kimchi have to make. So in one family cannot make that amount. We have this size cabbage, but the Korean one is 5 times bigger than this one. Then around 200, 300 cabbage has to be salted and have to be seasoned. It takes normally 2-3 days.
And what's the importance of salting the kimchi? What does the salt do to the kimchi?
김장에 이제 소금이 필요한 이유는 무엇인가요?
Why we have to salting? But I think it's how can I say? Actually, I'm gonna telling you everything during my lecture. So the questions, please patient for an hour, please.
네, 제가 하면서 설명드리도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you, chef.
Yes. So when we make huge amount of kimchi, one family cannot handle it. So the whole town, people are coming to help each other. So one day they are making schedule like this. The 2nd of November at Paul's house, 3rd of November, Adrian's house, 4th of November, Muriel's house, and 5th of November. So they are the whole town are making the schedule to helping each other. So they are moving.
So it's like almost
others.
Community.
Yes.
The kimchi together.
It is a kind of kimchi festival.
Yeah.
It's what we're all about here in Colombia.
We know when you have kimjang kimchi. So normally kimjang kimchi made just before or early winter. So make a huge batch.
Now, chef.
That sounds great, chef. Could we please start making it now?
네, 저희가 이제 김치를 만들어 보도록 할까요?
Yeah. Yes. So during my lecture, actually I'm just introducing the kimchi process. So we are going to make a pogi kimchi, which is a kimjang kimchi, and we have a fresh kimchi, the instant kimchi. You can have it straight away, and also we are going to make the cucumber kimchi today. So we are going to make 3 different type of kimchi we're gonna make in an hour. I don't really think in an hour.
We'll try our best, chef. All we can do is try our best.
Let's start to salting the
Okay,
kimchi.
so salting first.
So why we have to salting the kimchi is the human beings, the history of human beings, there is kind of history of food as well. When they harvest, they want to keep it long for the rainy days. We call it preservations. There are many types of preservations in our life. One is drying, another one salting, sugaring. What else do we have? And
Chef, these are some amazing steps. Could we just pause for one heat to just translate into Korean?
네, 저희가 포기김치 절이는 것은 오래 보관하기 위해서 저희가 절이게 되는데요. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah.
So the fermentation is the cutting edge skills.
Okay, so fermentation is really important when making kimchi.
Yeah. So salting and fermentation keep this vegetable longer.
Oh, I see. Okay. So now we can understand why salt is so important, because it makes the kimchi longer lasting.
So if you don't salting, what happens? It's gonna be rotten after a couple of days.
I see. Yes. And of course that makes sense, because if there was no food, you would have needed the kimchi to last all of winter. So it would have needed to be preserved.
Then another, during the fermentation process, what happens? The probiotic is actively works. That makes acid. Then acid level getting higher and higher. And one point is below pH level below 4.5. That in that acidity, the bacteria is hard to live in that circumstance.
Okay, so technically, when we are eating kimchi, we're actually eating good bacteria.
Yeah.
저희가 김치가 발효되면서 건강한 박테리아를 먹게 되는 거죠. 그래서 건강한 음식이라고 합니다.
To salt.
Okay, chef. So shall we start making the kimchi?
Yeah.
Okay. Those at home, please make sure you've got all your ingredients around you so you are ready to follow the chef's directions.
So when you cut cabbage, cut into half.
반으로 잘라주세요.
I am cutting mine into half.
Don't cut like this. It's failed. You have to stop the knife around 2/3.
So 2/3 down, you need to stop cutting. Okay.
칼을 3분의 2 정도에서 멈춰 주세요.
So I have extra.
Okay. About 2/3 down.
Then we need open it by hand gently.
3분의 2만 자르신 다음에 손으로 갈라서 찢어주세요.
The reason why,
Yes.
the end of cabbage leaves, the holding like this. If you cut it, there will be lots of crumbs.
I see.
Like this.
Okay.
So we are just stop at this point, then we are opening gently like this. There's no crumbs at all.
So we are treating the cabbage with lots of care and love.
So you will create a lot of waste if you cut it through a hole.
Yeah.
But we don't worry, we're gonna use it for the instant kimchi. Then the root. Am I too fast?
Actually, Chef, I think this is a great time to have a quick look around how our guests on the Zoom are doing, just whilst our translator can translate what you just said.
네, 저희 김치 끝이 약하기 때문에 저희가 손으로 가르는 것인데요. 오늘 참여해 주시고 계시는 게스트분들 어떻게 하고 계신지 한번 보겠습니다.
So the guests, can you please hold up your cabbages that you've cut carefully?
배추를 들어서 조금 배추를 들어서 조금 보여주시겠어요?
Looking amazing.
You're doing very well. Good.
Brilliant.
Good, Mira. Good, Mr. and Mrs. Chanta.
Wow, we've got some really big cabbages. Did you guys get this from the Korean superstore? Because like Chef Yim said, the Korean ones are much bigger than the English cabbages. So it's quite impressive the sizes that we're seeing.
네, 한국 배추가 훨씬 크다고 하셨는데요. 어떻게 큰 배추를 가지고 계신 분들은 한국마트에서 사오신 건가요?
아니요, 저는 아스타에서 구입했는데요.
She said she bought it from Asda.
Oh, wow. Okay, looking
Are you
great,
ready?
guys. Yes, Chef, we are ready for step number 2.
Okay. Step number 2 is
두 번째 단계입니다.
just go stop at this point, then twist. Then you will hear the click sounds.
Oh, I can hear a really loud crunch when I do that.
뿌리 쪽을 반으로 조심히 갈라주세요.
One more time. Can you hear the click?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
칼로 클릭 소리가 날 때까지
Reason why,
조심히 갈라주세요.
if you don't do this, the salt water cannot be flowed in and out. So it's helping you.
So it's creating a path in the cabbage for the salt water to flow
faster.
down.
절인 물이 들어갈 수 있도록 해주는 과정입니다.
Then, on recipe says, (1 liter) water and 200 grams of coarse sea salt.
물 1리터, 소금 200g입니다.
Then, someone asked me already, what's the difference between coarse sea salt and fine sea salt?
Yeah.
고운 고추와 굵은 고추의 차이점입니다.
고추가 아니라 소금.
Sorry. 고운 소금과 굵은 소금의 차이입니다.
The difference between the coarse sea salt and the fine sea salt is the coarse sea salt is just came from the sea water.
굵은 소금은 바다 소금이고요.
This one also sea salt, but it is purified.
고운 소금은 정제되었죠.
Make this first, then after they purified into this one. So we are using coarse sea salt. Actually, it is cheaper than the fine sea salt. So we normally using coarse sea salt for salting, and fine sea salt we are using for seasoning.
네, 굵은 소금은 절이는 데 사용하고 고운 소금은 저희가 소스를 만드는 데 사용합니다.
But actually, this coarse sea salt contains more mineral.
Oh, okay. So it's better for you because it contains more minerals.
Thank you, Chef.
굵은 소금에 미네랄이 많이 들어있죠. 그래서 건강합니다.
200 grams. One handful, normally one handful is 100 grams.
네, 주먹으로 잡으시면 100g 정도 됩니다. 200g 필요합니다.
Handful.
2 handfuls, would you say, Chef?
2 handful of coarse sea salt.
Okay.
두 주먹 정도 넣어주시면 됩니다.
Then we just dissolve all the sea salt.
그 다음에 섞어서 저어주십시오.
This water will be very salty.
Chef, thank you so much for trying to show us how to prepare the kimchi. We're just concerned a little bit with time. So is it okay to just fast track that, as majority of us have already done the salting of the cabbage already?
Thank you.
As we watched your amazing video.
Then the cabbage taking shower in the salt water.
Okay, so let's give the cabbage a little shower.
Then extra sea salt in the middle.
다음에 절여주세요, 물에.
And then we're transferring to the empty container. It's processing like this.
소금물을 잠시 담가주신 다음에 따로 준비해 주십시오.
Then we are stacking up. And I put some weight to press.
And Chef, what does the weight do to the cabbage? Why is it important to put the weight on it?
그 다음에 무거운 것을 조금 무거운 곳으로 내려놔 주세요.
Because it's pressing the water out much faster.
Okay, Chef.
Okay, what's our next step, Chef?
The next step, actually, once you stack up, you have to upside down every couple of hours.
그 다음 끝나시면 배추를 조금 뒤집어 주셔야 되는데요. 한두 시간 동안.
To be salted evenly and quicker. So normally we are salting in summer times around 8 hours. During the winter times, 12 to 16 hours. In cold weather, it takes more time to be salted.
겨울에는 12시간 정도 절여 주십니다.
Then another salting for the instant kimchi. I'm not gonna make big batch of this. You already cut in half, then another cut in half.
Okay.
Yes, Chef.
Yep.
Then pick up from around 1/3 part of leaves that we are cutting in the middle.
1/3 of the leaf underneath.
겉절이 배추는 3분의 1등분으로 잘라주시면 됩니다.
So make it bite size.
Okay.
먹기 좋은 사이즈로 잘라주세요.
Why is it important to cut the leaves with your hands instead of scissors or a knife? Because I noticed you were taking it away with your hands.
왜 손으로 찢어주시는 건가요? 가위로 하지 않고.
I already explained you.
Tell us one more
Where have
time,
you been?
이미 설명을 드린 것 같습니다.
I would just like to say, learning from Chef, when it comes to kimchi, the salting period is the most important part. I think the fact that Chef is going into detail with this is very when it comes to kimchi.
네, 셰프님과 일할 때는 절이는 과정이 조금 중요합니다. 그래서 조금 자세히 하고 있습니다.
The seasoning is nothing. The seasoning only we need salt. Actually, basically,
양념 만드는 건 정말 쉽기 때문에요.
others are optional, but salting is the most important part.
Okay.
Once you have a perfect salted like this, you already done kimchi.
절이는 과정만 제대로 해주셔도. 네.
But without this, you cannot make kimchi successfully.
This is almost 70% of the work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, Chef.
That stat that you just said, I only got half of it. It was 70% of what, sorry?
Of kimchi works done.
Okay, amazing. Okay, what's our next step, Chef?
The next step, I'm going to marinate cucumber.
다음은 오이를 절여보도록 하겠습니다.
Cucumber, I'm going to cut into around 2.5 centimeter long.
2cm에서 3cm 정도 자를 건데요.
And Chef, may I ask, are you cutting it straight or slightly diagonal? Oh, I can see you're cutting it straight. Okay. Yep.
And you need the score like this.
When you are scoring, are you just scoring the top of the cucumber?
See, it's around the 2/3.
Yes.
Not through.
Okay.
십자 모양으로 3분의 2 정도만 잘라주시기 바랍니다.
Please, everyone at home, be careful when you are using the knife, as we're not all pros like Chef Yim.
칼 다루실 때 조심하십시오.
Just imagine we are making pockets. Now it's hard to open inside at the moment.
주머니 만드는 것처럼 해주세요.
Once it's salted, it will be very softer, and you will see the many space to stopping the seasoning.
절이시게 되면 아마 조금 뭉클해질 겁니다.
And can I just ask, how is everyone doing? Please put a thumbs up or a hand up if you have any questions for Chef Yim. Or if you're doing everything fine, just give us a thumbs up so we know that you're doing okay.
네, 모두 잘 하고 계시면 엄지손가락 올려주시고요. 질문 있으시면 질문해 주시기 바랍니다.
Then now, I'm going to make a salt water.
네, 소금물을 만들 건데요.
500 milliliter of water and 100 grams of cold sea salt.
500ml 물과 100g 소금 준비해 주세요.
Now I'm gonna pouring over the cabbage.
배추에
The amount of salt water for the cabbage and 1/3 of salt water for
3분의 2 소금물은 배추에 넣어주시고요. 3분의 1은 오이에 넣어주세요.
Oh, that's great. So we
Yes,
can
chef.
use the same salt water for both
Yes.
kimchi.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Then mix.
섞어주세요.
Softly with our hands or quite quickly? Chef
Then
didn't hear me, but I could see he was using very quick hands. So just make sure you're mixing it very quickly.
yep.
네, 빨리 저어주시기 바랍니다. 빠른 속도로.
Okay, looking great, chef. What's the next step?
So, no, some people are still busy at the moment.
Sure, okay, maybe we can have a look at how everyone's doing.
Because I can see all of you on my big screen at the moment.
네, 모두 어떻게 하고 계신지 한번 보도록 하겠습니다.
Some people are really busy.
Anna's very busy.
Anna really busy now. Okay?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Well, so these salting cabbage, it will marinate with salting for 12 hours from last night till early in the morning.
네, 절인 배추는 한 12시간 저희가 미리 절여 놓았죠.
So, and meanwhile, we always up and down all the time.
절이면서 조금 이제 섞어주시고.
Can you see? It's very soft.
Yeah. Yes, we can, chef.
Then,
배추가 많이 약해졌죠.
after that, we have to rinse it 2-3
Okay.
times in running cold water. Then we are putting in the strainer like this.
찬물에 조금 헹궈 주신 다음에 그 다음에 이제 물기를 빼주셔야 합니다.
So we have to drain it for a couple of hours too.
And this is after rinsing the water 3 times in cold water, and then we drain it for a few hours as well.
Yes.
찬물에 세 번 정도 헹군 다음에 1-2시간 정도 물을 빼주십니다.
So now I'm going to season the kimchi.
양념하도록 하겠습니다.
Do we need a clean bowl, chef?
Sorry?
Do we need a clean bowl for this, chef?
Yes. Like this.
네, 깨끗한 그릇을 준비해 주세요.
It's better to have a big one.
Okay.
큰 것이면 좋겠습니다. 큰 그릇이면.
This is a bit difficult for me because I'm not in a kitchen. So I only have small bowls, but I will do the best I can with.
Don't worry, you don't need to complete the kimchi right now.
Yeah, okay. I'll try my best.
Yes.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really excited to make the sauce because that's my favorite part when my mum's making the kimchi. When she makes the paste, she sometimes lets me try a bit and then she asks me, is it too salty? Does it need anything else? So I'm very excited to make the sauce.
네, 양념 만드는 과정 제가 가장 좋아하는데요.
What preparation you need? Cut mustard leaves around 3 to 5 centimeters long.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Like this.
머스타드 뿌리를 한 1cm에서 3cm 사이로 잘라주세요.
이거 한국말로는 갓이에요.
Okay, I didn't know that actually. 갓이라고 합니다. 갓.
And again, just a reminder to everyone at home, please do be careful when you are cutting. We don't have such great cutting skills like the chef. Mindful.
And them though, shredded spring onion. Yes, chef.
파를 다져주세요.
이렇게 해주시면 돼요. 그냥 굵직굵직하게. 일단 green은 it's on the green we can put. Then another one.
Looking great.
We need to shred radish.
그다음 무를 잘라야 되는데요.
Organic farmed radish.
Now the radish has quite a strong smell. So if you haven't tried a radish before, please don't be put off by the smell. I can assure you, when you eat it in kimchi, it is so delicious. So we have got spring onion, mustard leaves, and radish. And what a beautiful display the chef is putting on right now. We're really in for a show of his expertise. Wow, that is amazing.
무를 채 썰어 주시면 됩니다.
Just a reminder to everyone that we are cooking kimchi, and this is a traditional Korean dish. And by the way, chef, please could you just remind us all which type of kimchi is this?
This is kimjang kimchi.
So this is kimjang kimchi.
But this recipe, you should know this recipe. I simplify the kimchi.
네, 저희가 간단하게 만드는 방법을 이용하고 있습니다.
I actually cut my radish before today, so mine is already finely cut. So I'm going to add it to my mixture of spring onions and mustard leaves. So what's the next step then, chef?
Ingredients already. Then the seasoning.
Okay.
그 다음은 이제 양념 들어갑니다.
We need radish cubes.
이제 무를 깍둑 썰어 주셔야 되는데요.
As small as possible.
조금 작은 크기로 썰어 주십시오.
Could you go through that again, chef? I'm still with my radish, I'm afraid.
Red chili.
Sorry, someone else.
Chef, could you just repeat those two steps one more time? Just cutting the radish and cutting the chili.
Cutting the radish. Don't worry about the shape. Just chop the small bite like because
Okay, so it just needs to be a bite size.
in the blender.
Okay, yes.
네, 믹서에 가를 거기 때문에 모양은 상관이 없습니다.
Hello, chef. Thank you so much. I'm just quickly gonna say, I think some of the guests are saying, please tell the chef to slow down a little bit. We're trying to be as fast. We're trying to be as fast as he can.
So what time we can finish?
I think we have probably up to 2 o'clock getting the conversation. So
All right, we have plenty of time. So I'm
Okay,
going to
wonderful,
slow down now. Actually, I can finish everything within 15 minutes, but I'm going to extend to an hour.
Okay, wonderful.
Slowly.
And everything in the blender now, chef. Is that right?
Yes. Radish and fresh chili.
네, 다 믹서에 넣어 주세요. 고추와 무 자른 거.
있어 있냐?
없어.
Okay.
이거 있어. 옛날에 아빠가 준 거 커피.
그래 안 돼.
I think we may need a couple of minutes, Chef, for people to get their blenders out.
Okay.
네, 믹서기 필요하시면 준비해 주세요.
이거 믹싱 잘해야 된다는 얘기네. 이거 이런 거.
지금부터
Can we
조금
get
더
some look
천천히
at what
하겠습니다.
everyone's doing? How is everyone doing with their making
가른
the
마늘
sauce?
있어.
네, 여러분 다
by the
어떻게
way-
만들고 계신가요?
Chef, for the chili, do we leave the seeds in or do we take them out?
어디다가 넣어?
Keep the seeds in.
Leave the seeds in. Thank you.
Good. I hope you can handle the spice because when it's mixed together, it will be quite spicy.
진저도 넣어?
하나 보자.
And yeah.
나는 시간 죽겠네. 먹을 수가 없네.
Wow. Looking amazing. Kimchi is so strong in Korean culture and it's something that's eaten with every single meal. So the fact that we are here learning 3 types of kimchi is great. And it's also interesting that there are different types of kimchi depending on the region of where you live in Korea as well.
네, 다른 지역에 다른 김치들이 있다고 들었는데요.
Like every single family has their own kimchis as well. Different kimchi recipes.
네, 지역마다 다 레시피가 다릅니다.
And Chef Yim, I understand the chilies are from Japanese influence. Is that correct?
Sorry?
고추? 고춧가루가 일본의 영향을 받은 것인가요?
Who said that?
I said that, the host, Becky. Is it true?
I'm asking you, Becky. So who said that?
This is what I've been asked by some of the
It's
audience
part of
members.
our research, Chef. I think in one of our research,
What happened?
we found something interesting, saying that it had a Japanese influence, and you just back it, asking to see if this is what's your opinion? Is it true? Is it something that is accurate?
Yes, can be accurate, can be not. Here's why. It was around 400-500 years ago. The Columbus, when South America, he discovered South America. Actually, the origin of chili is South America. When the food researcher said, it's mostly, but actually, it's definitely not Asian.
Very interesting. Okay.
Brought it to Europe first, then from Europe.
Sorry, Chef, we can't hear you. I think your mic is muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. So the Columbus, he discovered South America. At the time, he brought tobaccos and chilies and those things to Europe. The chili from Europe to Japan first, then they introduced to Korea. That is right. But
사실 고추는 유럽부터 시작해서 일본을 거쳐서 왔는데요.
the origin of chili is South America.
Wow. So it's just amazing how migration can create new fusions of food. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing, Chef.
Yeah, because the culture is always moving around.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, Chef.
The chili been introduced to Korea around 400-500 years ago, but at the time people were thinking it is poison.
Oh, why did they think it was poison?
Because it's too spicy.
Oh, I see.
Wow. who never experienced that spicy in their life.
처음 400년 전에 고춧가루가 소개됐을 때는 사람들이 독인 줄 알았다고 합니다. 너무 매우니까요.
So after 200 to 300 years time, people are during the couple of hundred years, people are trying little bit. Then the making kimchi like chili with chili is not that long history. It's like from they start to use the chili for kimchi is less than 200 years.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's astounding.
And people are start to addict on the chili spicy is less than 70 years, 80 years. It's not that long. So it took long time to get used.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Yeah. What are the things you are putting into the blender, please? What are the things?
믹서에
just
어떤 것을
radish and chili, fresh chili.
Chilies and are you putting only chilies?
Only chili and radish.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
믹서에 들어있는 고추와 무입니다.
Chili and radish.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, perfect.
I think it's worth reminding people as well, Chef, that to be careful around their side after they've been touching the chili, just in case.
That's true.
That's good.
People can please wash your hands. That will be amazing.
Yeah. Then don't rub your eyes.
Or go to the
I'm
toilet.
thinking no.
Don't rub your eyes.
Otherwise,
Could you please translate that just for our Korean viewers as well, so that we don't have any hazards or any health and safety whilst making kimchi?
네, 고추 다져 주시면서 눈 혹시 비비지 마세요. 왜냐면 그렇게 되면 너무 매우시니까 네, 조심하십시오.
Thank you.
So when I ask people, what's your perception of Korean food? More than 80% people are, 8 out of 10 people are telling me spicy.
한국 음식이 어떠냐고 물어보면 대부분 맵다고 하시는데요.
Well, actually, that's not true, actually.
그런데 사실이 아닙니다.
But it's the people start to like the spicy food isn't that long.
I would be one of the 8 out of 10, Chef.
Same here. I always thought Korean food was very spicy for a long time.
네, 사실 저도 한국 음식이 굉장히 맵다고 느꼈었는데 예, 말해 주셔서 감사합니다.
I like spicy food too, but so I have to.
Chef Yim, have you noticed a rise in popularity of Korean food in the UK?
네, 혹시 영국에서 요즘 들어 한국 음식에 대한 인기가 조금 높아지고 있나요?
Is the how can I say? It's very popular at the moment. Sometimes I can see the queue outside Korean restaurant. So I think most of Korean restaurants they are really good business before the coronavirus.
네, 요즘에 많은 한국 식당들이 인기를 얻고 있습니다. 줄 서서도 이제 먹고 있는데요.
I actually live close to New Malden, and during lockdown there were such long queues to go into Korean restaurants, and I think now people are becoming more health conscious. They're looking for healthy foods to eat, and Korea is up there for being healthy and delicious.
제가 뉴몰든에 사는데 건강한 음식을 사람들이 많이 찾고 있는지 그래서 이제 한국 음식점에 사람들이 굉장히 많습니다.
So is everyone ready for the next step in making?
Ready for the next step?
모두 준비되셨나요? 다음 단계.
Then
Okay, I'm getting some thumbs up. Thank you for sharing that you are ready.
네.
Chef Yim, can we please go to the next step?
다음 단계로 넘어가겠습니다.
Thumbs up.
No.
All ready, chef.
So, fish sauce,
네, 멸치 액젓입니다.
sugar,
설탕입니다.
chopped ginger,
생강입니다.
chopped garlic,
마늘입니다.
Chef, could you just repeat those ingredients one more time, just a little bit slower? Just because I was just getting my ingredients ready.
Radishes in there.
So what was the first one you put inside?
Sesame oil, which I did put in with.
all fish sauce,
Okay, so fish sauce first.
and around 1 spoon of sugar.
Okay, so and is that a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
And the is tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
에-
Okay, so 1 tablespoon of sugar.
액젓 2스푼, 설탕 1스푼,
And 1/3 of chopped ginger.
3분의 1 생각,
Ginger.
And half spoon of garlic.
Half a spoon of garlic.
마늘 반 숟갈,
And 1/3 spoon of fermented shrimp paste.
1/3 of fermented shrimp paste. And for vegans and vegetarians, is there an alternative or
This
they just
alternative,
don't include
you,
that?
you can put around 5 spoon of veggie stock.
Okay, so for vegans and vegetarians, 5 spoonfuls of vegetable stock.
네, 3분의 1 새우젓인데요. 채식주의자이신 분들은 채식 스톡으로 5스푼 넣어주십시오.
Okay. It's smelling amazing already. It's making me so hungry.
Then I'm gonna blend it now.
네, 섞겠습니다. 믹서로.
It's like, got it?
네, 다 섞어주셨나요?
Wow, that looks absolutely amazing. Really nice and red.
Chef, if mine doesn't look that red, do I need to add more chili?
If it's not so red, chef, should they add more chili?
You can. It's,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
it is a very basic recipe. You can add up or you can reduce. Or you can use paprika, red paprika. If you don't like spicy, you can use red paprika
Top. Thank you, chef.
or red pepper.
Nice.
But most people want more spicy, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. A little more chili pepper for me.
I've got a question for Paul Cox. Have you seen Korean culture grow and develop in Kingston over the years?
네, 펄씨에게 묻습니다. 혹시 요즘에
Oh, he's back.
한국 문화가 킹스턴에서 조금 인기가 많아지고 있나요?
Hi, Paul. I've just got a question for you as you are a Kingston resident. How have you seen Korean culture grow and develop in Kingston over the years? Paul, you would need to unmute yourself. Sorry, Paul, we still can't hear you. I think you have to unmute on your Zoom. Yeah, it should be on the screen, just on the bottom. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, brilliant. I'll just repeat the question as well. So
I had the
as
question.
Oh, you did hear the question. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously I've been a Kingston resident for probably longer than anyone else as your guest today, being older than any of your other guests today. And I remember the Korean community when they first came into Kingston. I remember the original Korean festival on the Fairfield. And I remember Samsung bringing their European head office to the A3. And I saw the community in New Malden develop before my very eyes, and progressively more and more Korean shops, church, restaurants opened. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do business with a Korean technology firm. And it was very interesting because the culture was so different, something that I wasn't, or my team were not accustomed to. At first we found it not amusing, but unusual because it was completely different. But now it seems it's just part of Kingston life, and being very well integrated, I think, and very well accepted by the community.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paul. And I would like to ask the same question to Councillor Ha. Have you seen Korean culture grow and develop in Kingston over the years? And what's your view on this?
I didn't hear you. Can you tell me again, please?
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So how have you seen Korean culture grow and develop in Kingston over the years?
한국에서 한국 문화가 어떻게 발전한 거 아니면 킹스톤에서 봤을 때?
In Korean, in relation to Korean Western society, it was established 1958, around 62 years ago. And at the beginning, it was mainly, the main members was students studying in UK. But after 5 to 6 years later, it was observed Korean resident as well. But until 1980s, the number of Koreans is hundreds of people only. But with the development in Korean economy from 19, especially Korean Seoul Olympic held in 1988, many Korean companies start business in UK. So the company staffs and their family start to reside in Kingston from, I heard, from the middle of 1980s. Then currently, we believe there are 12,000 Koreans in Kingston. It is almost 8% of Korean residents.
Yes,
but
it's the
when,
highest population in Europe are in New Malden.
In Europe, I think the total number of Korean residents in Europe is 160,000 people, except Korean Russian. Then in UK is almost 40. So 25% of Korean residents living in UK now.
And I have to say, Councillor Ha, that I think you should feel very proud of yourself and your achievements, because you are the only Korean councillor to ever be elected in Kingston. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Actually,
Amazing.
you have two councillors in UK. One is Hammer Smith, and the other one is myself.
Wow, that's just absolutely amazing. And I'd also like to ask a question to Ji Hyun Park. Wonhee, if you could translate this, please. What are the differences and similarities between North and South Korean kimchi?
그리고 혹시 남한 김치와 북한 김치 사이에 혹시 차이점이나 비슷한 점이 있을까요?
It's saying to me, asking to me? No.
Councillor Ha, thank you so much for your answers. We are now moving on to asking Ji-hyun Park a question.
Okay.
But Ji-hyun Park, you are muted. Could you please unmute yourself? Okay, I think that's sorted now. I'll just repeat the question one more time. What are the differences and similarities between North and South Korean kimchi?
김장이라는 의미는 다 같은데요. 그 북한에서는 김장이 아주 중요한 것이 열부터 봄까지 식량이거든요. 그래서 북한 사람들은 이제 김장을 아주 중요하게 여기고요. 그리고 지역마다 이제 음식이 김장 문화가 다른데요. 특히 제가 살던 함경북도 쪽에는 무와 배추가 다른 곳보다 맛있는 이유가 아주 추워요. 추운 데서 배추하고 무가 자라기 때문에 아주 좋고요. 그리고 함경북도 사람들은 주로 김장에 면태식혜를 만들어서 면태 젓갈을 만들어서 이제 날이 예쁘게 하거든요. 아마 이것이 조금 다르지 않을까요? 이제 한국 김치에는 파도 들어가는데 이제 북한 김치에는 파가 안 들어가고요. 그런 부분들이 좀 다른 것 같아요.
Thank you, Ji-hyun Park. Wonhee, could you please summarize what Ji-hyun Park said were the similarities and differences?
Yeah, actually, the meaning of kimjang, which is making kimchi, it means same everywhere, but how to make it and the recipes are quite different in every region. For example, in South Korea, into the kimchi we put they put the spring onion, but in North Korea, there is no spring onion included in the kimchi. And also, interesting thing is from where I used to live, especially the radish and the cabbage are really delicious. It's because it was really, really cold area. So depending on how the vegetable grow, also the taste can change.
So it's amazing how the different regions can create different tastes depending on what was available in those areas. Thank you very much, Ji-hyun Park, for sharing the similarities and differences in kimchi. We're now going to go back to the chef for the next steps of making kimchi. So Chef Yim, what is our next step?
Okay, I'm back. Now, Ji-hyun Park told about the North Korean region kimchi. But basically, I could say the most original kimchi is in North Korean side, because after 1980s, the South Korea, they start color TV broadcast. Before, I could remember my mom's kimchi when I was a young child. But nowadays, we are using too much ingredients in South Korea.
네, 사실 북한 김치가 원초적으로는 더 이제 유래가 있는 것 같습니다. 이전에 컬러 TV 나왔을 때부터 그랬던 것 같습니다.
Okay, so great, chef, amazing. What is the next step in us making the kimchi?
Okay. Put some extra chili powder.
Okay, extra chili powder. So I hope you can all handle your spice.
2 tablespoons of chili powder.
네, 고춧가루 2스푼 넣어주십시오.
And Chef Yim, is it important to use Korean gochugaru, or can we use any kind of chili pepper?
Is ideally using Korean chili powder, but you can use the Chinese chili powder or powder, but you must be very careful because the level of spice is different.
I see. Okay. Yes.
네, 한국 고추를 저는 주로 이용하기도 하는데요. 중국 고춧가루를 이용을 하셔도 되고요. 그런데 매운 정도가 조금 다르니까 그 부분은 유의해 주시기 바랍니다.
So my kimjang kimchi is not put a lot of seasonings.
Okay. So as simple as possible and a clean kind of taste to the kimchi.
제 스타일의 김치는 양념이 조금 간단하게 들어갑니다.
Actually the style of kimchi that my mum makes. She doesn't like using too many ingredients because where she is from, where her family is from in Korea, this is how they make kimchi, nice and clean and not too many ingredients. So I'm looking forward to actually tasting my own version.
저희 어머니 지역에서는 깔끔한 양념 스타일을 하고 계셔서요. 저희 어머니께서도 그런 조금 간단하게 만드시더라고요.
Well, I'm gonna add radish, shredded radish.
물을
So we are
넣도록
adding
하겠습니다.
shredded radish.
This one first.
Yeah.
And mix.
섞어 주십시오.
Okay, so mix the radish into the chili pepper.
So mix the
So,
radish.
Chef, how much more radish do you add?
Sorry?
How much more radish do you add there, Chef?
You can add some more or you can reduce.
네, 물 더 넣으셔도 되고 적게 넣으셔도 되고요.
Thanks, Chef.
Smelling so delicious.
At this point, you can taste some.
Okay. So everyone at home, give your kimchi a little bit of a taste and see how it tastes, if it needs anything extra.
지금 양념한 물을 조금 맛을 조금 보셔도 될 거예요.
Tastes really nice, Chef.
Actually, I didn't put salt yet.
소금은 아직 넣지 않았습니다.
What I would like to do now, just whilst we are tasting our kimchis and seeing if we need to make any additional things to put inside, I'd really like to introduce our next guest, who is John Azar. And he has been the CEO of Kingston Race and Equalities Council since 1989. And he started the Kingston Carnival, which aims to celebrate diversity in Kingston. And he also works with the Metropolitan Police, addressing the lack of confidence among Black and minority ethnic communities. I'm just getting some feedback that he's not here yet, so not to worry. We can ask him those questions when he arrives. So in that case, I will move on to my next point, and that is talking about language. So as we know, language is a barrier for North and South Koreans, given the practical difficulties of learning English. Councillor Ha, what do you think are the difficulties that South Koreans face in trying to learn English?
네, 하혜원님, 남한, 북한 분들이 이제 언어 장벽을 혹시 어려움을 겪는지 그거에 대해서 조금 말씀해 주시기 바랍니다.
Yeah, we have, because our native language is Korean, not English. In Korea, usually most of people learn English at school, and they usually have got English exams when they enter to university or a company. But there are actually more people who is not fluent in English than who is fluent in English.
Okay.
Usually, language barrier is very important matter to Koreans, and it's the biggest obstacles to socialize in UK, because language is the basic means of communications.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I totally agree with you, Councillor Ha. And when my mum came to England, it was quite difficult for her to learn English at first because it's a different grammar structure. You have to know the English idioms like pull your socks up. If you don't understand the contents behind it, you might actually physically pull your socks up. And not only that, of course, Hangul is a completely different alphabet to the English language. So I absolutely agree with your points. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We're going to go back to the chef now, find out what our next step is in our kimchi making.
Jeff, can I just ask, what should the flavor be when we taste our kimchi?
어떤 맛이 나게 될까요? 저희가 김치를 만들게 되면
Flavor is you could smell, taste garlic and ginger now, and not much fish sauce.
지금은 생강과 마늘 맛이 많이 났을 거예요.
I have to tell you, presenter, because during of this, you shouldn't cut me. You shouldn't stop me.
Oh, chef, we are very pressed for time. We have so many important discussions to make, but I will make sure I'm listening attentively to your next steps. So what is our next step now, chef? All over to you.
Actually, I didn't put salt yet
소금 아직 넣지 않았는데요.
because we have salted cabbage.
왜냐하면 절인 배추가 있으니까요.
Balance. If salted cabbage is very salty, you shouldn't put extra salt.
절인 배추가 굉장히 짜기 때문에 소금 넣지 않으셔도 됩니다.
Because it can be very salty, so you have to taste.
Okay, so not extra salt on the cabbage. Okay.
So what my mother always did was randomly take one leaf, small leaf from the middle of salted cabbage,
Yeah.
and with this seasoned radish, wrap it up, and like this. And always she asked me to taste this.
Oh.
배추를 작은 한 장 꺼내셔가지고 양념과 같이 해서 맛을 한번 보셔도 되고요.
Oh, that looks really delicious. I'm gonna give it a go.
Like a little parcel, chef.
So can you hear this crunch?
Yes, we can.
Yes, it's making me so hungry. I'm gonna try it.
So now the seasoning is just perfect to me because my salted cabbage is quite salty.
Let him mix it, then we can mix it.
Let me explain that. Let me explain that.
No.
It's just
Very
perfect.
crunchy and very spicy.
Is that?
Can we see how the guests are doing?
네, 다 여러분 어떻게 하고
If you like it,
계신지
put your thumbs up.
잘 하고 계시면 엄지손가락 올려주세요.
Getting lots of thumbs up. That's a great advice, chef. Thank you.
Very good.
That is good, chef. Thank you.
Then I'm gonna put a little bit extra salt because this salt level is just perfect for the eating in very short period. But to keep it longer, you need to put a little bit more extra salt.
Okay, guest.
When you taste it, you feel it's quite salty.
Okay, great, chef. Before we move on to the next step, we'd just like to see how our guests are finding your advice to wrap it up and try it. I'm getting some faces looking like it's very spicy.
It's good.
Some faces like they're enjoying it. That
네,
looks great.
게스트분들 김치 맛이 어떤지 한번 보겠습니다.
Amazing. I think everyone is enjoying it so far. For me, mine was a little bit too spicy. Jaesung Lee, how are you finding the cooking?
Like they are
Have you tried it yet?
Hi, yeah, I'm just trying to keep up here.
It's quite hard to keep up
Yeah.
with Chef Yim. He's quite a tough cookie to keep up with, but we'll try our best.
네, 따라가려고 노력 중입니다.
Please let us know what you think of it once you've tasted it. Let's go to Councillor Yogan. Have you tried it and what were your thoughts?
This is very good, darling. We're enjoying it.
Yeah, is it spicy or
It's very spicy and it's make my system all crying for it.
굉장히 맵고요. 정말 맛있습니다.
Very hot.
And Paul Cox, have you tried it yet and what are your thoughts? Oh, we've lost him. Let's go to Councillor Tai. What are your thoughts on this kimchi? Is it spicy or are you enjoying it?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's spicy and a bit of sweetness, because I think we put too much of sugar probably, but it really tastes nice.
조금 매운데요. 정말 맛있습니다.
I can see that Jae-sung Lee is now trying it. So if we go back to Jae-sung Lee, what are your thoughts? Sorry, Jae-sung Lee, you're muted.
Yeah, it's a bit spicy, but because I'm biologically Korean, thankfully, I think I can handle it. Yeah.
맵지만 저는 한국인이기 때문에 네, 괜찮습니다.
Amazing. Okay, thank you so much. Paul Cox, I can see. Oh, okay, I think he has gone. That's not to worry. Let's go to Chantal Cox. What are your thoughts on
Yes,
the
it is quite spicy. It's a taste that we're not used to, so it just takes a bit of getting used to. But it's really nice. Yes.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've got my kitchen gloves on.
You're very prepared. I don't have any gloves, so my fingers just are smelling very strong of garlic right now. Let's go to Councillor Ha. How are you finding the taste? Is it delicious? Oh, I think he is busy making the kimchi.
At the moment, I'm very busy.
I can see. Not to worry. Let's go to Jihyun Park. Is it delicious, Jihyun Park?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great. I can see that we're all enjoying our little packages of kimchi wrapped up in the cabbage leaf. What a wonderful idea. I'd just like to stay talking to Jihyun Park, and my question is, what do you think is stopping the British public engage with North Korean culture? Wonhee, could you please translate that?
네, 박지영 감독님 혹시 영국인들이 북한 분들의 문화를 배워가는데 어려운 점이나 그런 장애 요소가 있을까요?
Apologies, I actually mean just Korea in general. What do you think is stopping the British public engage with Korean culture? Is there a way that we can promote Korean culture as a whole more to the British public?
네, 사실 한국 문화를 일반적으로 통틀어서 질문을 드릴게요. 영국에서 이제 한국 문화로 다가가는데 어떻게 다가가면 좋을지 한번 생각을 여쭙고 싶습니다.
어려움이 없다고 봐요. 왜냐하면 지금 많은 탈북자분들이 한국 커뮤니티에 어울려서 함께 살고, 특히 저희는 다른 민족들보다 하나의 언어를 쓰는 사람들이잖아요. 그래서 어려움은 이제 다른 민족들보다 없고요. 그리고 음악도 이런 다른 문화 같은 것을 이제 탈북자분들이 한국분들하고 많이 어울려서
감독님 죄송하지만 오디오가 조금 잘 들리지 않습니다. 조금 가까이서 얘기해 주시면.
네네.
Apologies, I think we're just losing Jihyun Park's audio. We will just try and sort it out and then translate what she is saying into English.
지금 괜찮으세요?
네, 조금 괜찮습니다.
저는 한국인들과 대부분들이 어울려서 살 때 어려운 점은 많이 없다고 봐요. 특히 우리는 하나의 언어를 쓰기 때문에 이것이 우리한테는 큰 장점이고요. 한 번에 다 얘기할까요? 아니면 조금씩 끊어서 얘기할까요?
네, 다 말씀해 주셔도 괜찮습니다.
네.
네.
그래서 언어가 하나이기 때문에 이것이 우리한테는 최대의 장점이고요. 그리고 이제 많은 초급자분들이 중국 분들과 어울려 살면서 또 한국의 문화를 많이 배우려고 하고 있어요. 그래서 서로가 이제 러인회 같은 데 보게 되면 한국 어르신들과 북한 어르신들이 하나로 합쳐서 이제 춤과 노래를 함께 하고요. 또 북한의 젊은 세대들이 요새 지금은 한국의 K-pop 문화를 많이 배우기 때문에 그걸 많이 따라가고 있어가지고요. 그게 문화 접근 방법에 좀 어려운 점이 있다고.
혹시 영국 분들께서 한국 문화를 이제 배워가는데 어떻게 생각하시는지 말씀해 주신 건가요?
지금 저는 한국 분들하고 자국자분들이 서로 이제 문화에 대한 그런 어려움이 있는가 이 부분에 대해서 얘기하고 싶거든요.
네. Yeah, she said, I think she I probably misled the question, but she said there was no difficulty that much for Korean people to approach to get along with English people, because it's because in England people try to learn Korean culture these days, so it hasn't been that difficult.
Amazing answer. Ji-hyun Park, thank you so much for your input. Apologies, Chef. I know you asked me not to interrupt you, but wasn't it great to hear from our guests and see how everyone is enjoying the great advice you've been giving us? So let's now move on to our next step in making the kimchi.
Okay. Now we seasoned and we already taste. We put it.
Okay,
네,
so
채소들을 양념에
Then
putting it all in. Yep.
don't rub it. Just mix gently.
굉장히 조심히 섞어주시기 바랍니다. 채소와 양념.
Okay, so we have to mix it all together.
And now it's time to stuffing.
Okay, so we're now going to stuff the cabbage kimchi.
네, 양념을 이제 배추에 채우도록 하겠습니다.
Hold it like this. Every single layer of cabbage must be seasoned. Just imagine this seasoning is a brush. So don't try to stuffing like this. Just brushing all the leaves.
Okay, so we're
Yes, chef.
brushing the leaves of the sauce.
Leave just few. Then
네.
another layer.
네, 배추가 한 장 한 장 배추를 양념해 주시는데요. 양념이 붓이라고 생각해 주시고 이제 한 장 한 장 겹겹이 양념해 주시기 바랍니다.
Be careful. Don't stuffing like this. Some people do like this. It's not. Just imagine you are just brushing with seasoning.
양념을 넣는다고 생각하고 하지 마시고 붓이라고 생각하고.
Then
That's a great analogy.
Again, don't put too much seasoning, just brushing.
Okay. So I'm just gently brushing on each
너무 많이
leaf.
넣지 마시고요.
Oh, the color looks wonderful.
This really
Okay.
looks nice. This is fantastic.
Can we get a view on the guests and see how they are doing? Stuffing their kimchis?
네, 다 김치 양념 어떻게 하고 계신지 한번 보겠습니다.
Wow. I can see everyone is more prepared than me as many people are using gloves. I unfortunately am using a spoon, so it's a little bit more difficult, but great job to everyone else. I can see you are really brushing your leaves gently with the sauce. Fantastic.
So now I have to stop you now because I have to show you, wrap it up.
Yes,
이제
please.
어떻게 접는지 보여드리겠습니다.
Folding. Then
Oh,
leave the biggest leaf to wrap it up.
okay. So we're folding it and then leaving the biggest leaf to wrap it up at the end.
Like this.
Okay.
네, 가장 큰 잎을 남겨주시고 가장자리를 한번 접어서 가장 큰 잎으로 감싸주시면 되겠습니다.
Oh, that looks absolutely stunning. That's really nicely presented. I'm going to try my best to do the same.
So now I'm going to do in normal speed.
Okay, normal speed means very fast for the rest of us. So please, everyone at home, just take your time and try and do your best.
네, 남은 배추도 양념해 주시기 바랍니다.
So I can't wait till all of you shopping.
Sorry, I think one of the people in the group needs to mute their mic. We can hear a lovely baby in the background. Okay, it's looking wonderful. Can we see how everyone else is doing wrapping their kimchis up?
다들 어떻게 하고 계신지 한번 보겠습니다.
그 얘기를 해주고 있어요.
Wow, Jae-sung Lee, yours is extremely red. I think
That's
you put
good.
lots of pepper on yours. That looks wonderful.
많은 고춧가루가 들어간 것 같네요.
Wow, Ji-hyun Park, you're doing amazing at wrapping that kimchi up. Wow, great job, Chantal. Councillor Ha, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm preparing to start now.
Okay. Well done. Wonderful.
여기서부터 여기 잡고 조금씩 누르면 돼.
Let's go to Councillor Yogun. How are you doing? How are you and your wife doing? I can see your wife is trying a bit. Wow, that looks wonderful.
묻힌다는 생각으로
Brilliant.
이쪽에서.
And now the wrapping stage. And Councillor Yogun, how are you doing?
안 하다 그래.
Oh,
바깥으로
wow,
안
that
돼.
looks absolutely amazing.
그다음에 흙을 내려가지고.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that is really impressive, Chef Yim. We just need a big bowl of rice to eat it now. Beautiful.
이제 간대. 이거보다 하나 빠졌다.
그냥 맨손으로 하는 게 맞겠어. 장갑이 자꾸 바뀌었어.
손에 그 냄새 안 돼.
Very good, very good. My God.
Let's go back to Chef. Are we moving on to any other step?
1 second.
Okay. Let's go to Councillor Ha. How are you finding it now?
I'm almost finished one piece now.
Okay.
You can see you. Oh, there you are. Here it is.
여기다 넣고.
We'll see. We'll see.
Not the spicy one actually.
It is spicy.
Yes, my one is very, very spicy.
굉장히 매운데요.
The funniest part is it's crunchy though. That
Yeah, it's very, very crunchy.
very crunchy.
굉장히 아삭합니다.
Yeah, I thought it will be going soft, but it's crunchy.
Yeah, the cabbage is still
The
retains that
crunchy
crunch to it.
Crunchy means really good kimchi.
물이 나오니까.
Absolutely.
I think I like it. I think I like it. I thought I always go for French bread, but this one reminds me of hot French bread.
프랑스 거를 자주 먹는데 이거는 매운 프랑스 매운 버전이네요.
I finished one piece now.
I like it. That's good. Very good. Oh, hello, Paul. Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
Got a bit of work to do before I get to chef level.
Yeah. Me too, my friend. Me too. Oh, wow.
Good.
Very
Well done.
wonderful.
Well done.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
The top one upside down, please.
That's good.
If we go back to Councillor Ha, I just have a question actually about kimchi. Do you tend to make your kimchi at home, or do you buy it from supermarkets in the UK?
Usually, I made it when I arrived in UK, but these days I usually bought in Korean supermarket.
All right.
And how accessible is pre-made kimchi in the UK? Is there lots of places to buy kimchi already made in the UK?
Yeah. I think in New Malden there are two big supermarkets, Korean Food and H-Mart. And Korea Food have 11 branch in UK named Seoul Plaza. So you can buy, or you can shop online through their website.
Absolutely.
네, 김치는 뉴몰든에서 한국 마트에서도 사실 수 있고 온라인에서도 네, 구매를 하고 있습니다.
Well, as we know, New Malden is the Korean town of London, and there are an abundance of Korean restaurants. There are two major Korean supermarkets, which is H-Mart and Korea Foods, and there are so many different things where you can eat. There are Korean barbecues, Korean fried chicken. There is also a cafe bingsu, which is a famous Korean dessert. And there is so much more there for you to do. And it's just a concentration of really good Korean restaurants. So if you haven't been to New Malden yet, I highly recommend it if you would like to try real authentic Korean food. And we have seen a huge influx of Korean restaurants in London. But I would say if you want the real deal, and you really want to try real Korean food, then you have to take the trip to New Malden because it is the Korean town of London. Of course, after lockdown, once everything is open again, which will hopefully be soon. There are some Korean restaurants that are offering a takeaway service, like Jingolgae, Imone, and other restaurants, which you can find on Uber Eats and Deliveroo. But if you want the real dining experience, we'll just have to wait until lockdown is over. Okay, well, we're going to go back to the chef now. Chef, do you have any restaurants that you would like to recommend from New Malden?
I shouldn't say that.
Couldn't say that. Okay, not to worry. Let's move on to the next step then of your cooking kimchi.
We have the cucumber, the salted. Now you will see bigger pocket.
Yep.
You switch the other camera, you'll be able to see it.
여기다 같이 넣어서 익은 다음에 먹으면 되겠다.
네, 저희 이제 오이 보이시나요?
Just to show you.
Yes, that's a much better angle. Thank you.
It's time to wash.
Okay.
네, 오이를 씻을 차례입니다.
So 3 times in wash. And meanwhile, bite-sized cabbage also salted.
네, 먹기 좋게 잘린 배추도 절여졌는데요, 지금.
Then it's gonna be rinsed 2-3 times.
네, 이것도 물에 씻을 겁니다.
You must have the seasoned bowl.
양념하실 그릇을 준비해 주세요.
No, don't washing this.
Seasoned bowl.
Don't wash it.
씻지 않으셔도 됩니다.
Just use this bowl. Okay. I'm gonna make the stuffing for the cucumber kimchi first.
Okay, and chef, could you just clarify which kimchi did we just finish cooking and which one are we going to do
Cucumber
now?
kimchi.
No, the one.
So now we are making the cucumber kimchi.
네, 이제 오이 소배기를 양념을 만들겠습니다.
Okay, brilliant.
So we need to finely chop the onion.
Okay.
양파를 다져주세요.
How much of the onion do we need to use, chef?
With that amount, just a little bit, like
Just a little
양파는
bit, okay?
조금만
30
필요하신.
grams, 30 grams.
Yes. Okay.
Just finely chop.
Okay, so finely chop the onion.
양파 다져주시고요.
Just like this.
Okay, great cutting skills there, chef. I'm not quite as fast as you,
Don't worry.
but I will try my best. Okay, what's the next step, chef?
The chives.
다음 부추입니다.
Okay, so we need to get the Asian chives and cut them in half. Finally,
부추 다져주시기 바랍니다.
아, 이거 다지는 게 아니라 써는 거예요. 그냥 다지면 안 돼요.
네, 다지지 말고 썰어주세요. 죄송합니다.
그냥 잘게 써는 거예요. 이거는.
okay, and again, finely cuts the Asian chives as well. Okay, looking great. What's the next step, chef?
Fish sauce
Okay.
액젓입니다.
fish sauce,
around half.
반
half a
스푼입니다.
tablespoon.
1/3 fermented shrimp.
And some fermented shrimp as well.
새우젓 3분의 1 스푼입니다.
1/3 garlic.
Okay, 1/3
만-
garlic.
마늘 3분의 1 스푼입니다.
Hello, chef. Chef, could I kindly ask you to just hold on a little bit because I can see the guests are struggling a little bit to get to the same point as you. Just a little bit. If Becky could repeat each step. So the first thing, the onion, the chives, and so the guests can know exactly where we are.
Yeah, sure. So, chef, what was the first ingredient we needed to put in?
Okay, 1/2 spoon of fish sauce.
Okay. Half a tablespoon of fish sauce.
액젓 반 숟갈,
1/3 tablespoon of shrimp paste.
Okay. So after we put in half a tablespoon of fish sauce, we need to put 1/3 of a tablespoon of shrimp paste.
새우젓 3분의 1 스푼,
And chef, why is it important to use the shrimp paste? What kind of flavor does it give the kimchi?
Normally, the Seoul people is this anchovy sauce, fish sauce. Normally, people are using the south of Korea. It's not even so before. So Jeolla region or Gyeongsang region, they are using lots fish sauce, but
And yeah,
North Korean and Seoul or Gyeonggi region, they didn't normally use this.
yes, okay.
Traditionally, we use shrimp paste.
Shrimp paste, okay.
새우젓은 지역마다 다르게 사용되기도 하고 사용이 되지 않기도 하고 있습니다.
And the flavor is much clear and fresh.
Brilliant.
It doesn't smell very fish.
Yes.
액젓을 넣어도 비린내가 나지 않습니다.
Okay, so we've got our fish sauce, we've got our shrimp paste, and what's the next step, chef?
And 1/3 chopped ginger. Sorry, 1/3 chopped garlic.
Okay, just going to pause there just for our guests to catch up. So that was 1/3 of minced ginger or chopped ginger.
No, chopped garlic.
Oh, sorry, chopped garlic. Apologies. 1/3 of chopped garlic.
간마늘 3분의 1.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit of chopped ginger.
그리고 생강 조금만 넣어주시기 바랍니다. 간생강.
Okay, amazing.
So, chef, what would vegans use instead of the shrimp paste and the fish sauce?
The vegetable stock.
Vegetable stock. Okay.
Okay, amazing. Guests, are we ready? Did we catch up? Thumbs up, please, if you were able to catch up with us.
만약에 다음 단계로 넘어가실 수 있으면 엄지손가락 올려주시기 바랍니다.
Just give us a thumbs up so we know you're ready for the next step. Okay, I can see not everyone is ready. They may need another minute or so. So just whilst we're waiting, chef, could you please tell us a bit more about your catering company, Dubu Yagi?
Dubu Yagi, we started this business since 2007. It was around 13 years ago. But the beginning of my business is just making food for my children. My children was very young child at the time. It was like 7 years old and just 4 years old. So on day off, I was always thinking to what should I make for my children to make them healthy. So even I made ice cream for them as well. So I didn't put in any. I made everything. Wow. But okay, the tofu will be great for my children. I thought.
Absolutely.
That's I start to make tofu at home. But now I didn't realize that that's going to be my future business.
And could you tell us, what does Dubu Yagi, what does it translate to in English?
Tofu story.
And how amazing that you just shared our story of how you started your business for a love of cooking for your children and making healthy food at home. And I think your children are very lucky that you even made ice cream for them. Can we just have a look at our guests and just see how we're doing so we know that we can go to the next step? Let's just
게스트분들 다 어떻게 하고 있는지 보겠습니다.
Please thumbs up.
I can see that most people are ready to start. I can getting some thumbs up. So yes, chef, we are ready for the next step.
Okay. 1/3 tablespoon of sugar.
Okay, 1/3 tablespoon of sugar.
3분의 1스푼 설탕 넣어주시기 바랍니다.
And a half spoon of tablespoon of chili powder.
Half a tablespoon of chili powder.
고춧가루 반 스푼 넣어주시기 바랍니다.
Just a pinch of black sesame.
Okay, a pinch of black sesame.
검은 깨 조금.
And pinch of white sesame.
And a pinch of white sesame as well.
참깨 조금.
And just a pinch of fine sea salt.
And a pinch of fine sea salt as well.
온 소금 조금 넣어주세요.
And mix it all together.
섞어주십시오.
And once you've got all of those, mix them all together to make your paste. Oh, the smell is amazing. I can smell it. It is making me very hungry.
The amount of chili you can add up or reduce.
고춧가루 양은 입맛에 따라 조절하시기 바랍니다.
Great. So, chef, do you suggest we try a little bit to know whether to add a bit more? Should we try a bit of the paste?
But this one is this for the average people. So if you want more chili powder, you can put some more.
Okay. Mine is perfect.
And I'm gonna add up chopped chives and onions.
Okay, so we're going to add the chopped chives and the chopped onions.
그리고 자르신 양파와 부추 넣어주시기 바랍니다.
And mix gently.
And gently mix it.
네, 조심히 섞어 주십시오.
Smells really lovely again already.
Yeah, the aroma is just amazing.
It's gonna be stuffing.
이게 이제 양념이 됩니다.
Cucumber, please. So now we are stuffing cucumber pockets.
Yes, chef.
그리고 오이 주머니에 이제 양념을 배게 하도록 하겠습니다.
Not too much.
I started for Jill Jan.
Oh wow, so we're now stuffing the cucumbers with the paste that we've just made. So I'm just going to give the guests a chance to stuff their cucumbers whilst I go to Jae-sung Lee. Jae-sung Lee, can we get him up on the screen? Hi.
Hello, hi.
Firstly, it's actually amazing. You have the same name as my grandfather. So my mum's father was called Lee Jae-sung, and you share the same name. So as a Korean who has lived across the world, do you maintain contact with Korean culture, or do you immerse yourself into the country you are reporting on?
I would say I do kind of both. So since my parents are both Korean and I was born in South Korea, I still, have Korean friends around me, and I speak Korean with my parents. I eat Korean food. So there is still some sort of Korean contact that I maintain every day, even though I don't live in the country anymore. Although I do also like to immerse myself in the culture I'm living in currently. So because I moved out of Korea since when I was very young, and I kind of grew up in a very international environment. I was kind of used to learning about different cultures, kind of interacting with different cultures and getting to know the differences and like celebrating the difference within different cultures. So yeah, I would say I kind of do both, and I like that kind of balance where I can have best of both cultures in a way, because there are some things that I kind of see myself more siding with the Korean culture, although there are some cases where I find it a bit odd, because I haven't lived in South Korea for so long, and those aspects I would say I kind of agree more to the Western
So I guess it's taking the best of both worlds and using it to your advantage. Thank you, Jae-sung.
Yes, that's basically no problem.
If we go back to Chef Yim, what is our next step now?
I'm stuffing.
Okay.
Can you
We're
show?
still stuffing.
근데 지금 아직 양념 채우고 있는 중입니다.
That's all done.
Oh, amazing! So let's have a
다
look at the
됐네요.
guests and see how our guests have got on with stuffing our cucumbers.
네,
I'm
여러분
still
어떻게
very
하고
behind.
있는지 보여주십시오.
Okay, I can see. Oh wow, that looks brilliant. That's one done. A few more to go, but you're more ahead than me. I just started. Oh, that looks so delicious. That
So
looks great.
tasty.
Wow, amazing. Beautiful.
Wow.
Great job.
Perfect.
Well done, guys.
Wow. Nice.
Looking amazing.
Wait, I can't see chili actually.
Wow, it's looking good. I can see everyone
Wow.
is busy stuffing their cucumbers, and I'm sure they
Wow.
can't wait to try them.
Nice.
Beautiful presentation, Anna, might I add. Really well presented as well.
I think this will be great for your Christmas
Oh,
party.
it looks great, Councillor Ha.
That's
It
good.
looks very, very spicy, I have to say.
Looks very spicy.
Red pepper cake.
Oh, that just looks so delicious.
So now I'm going to transfer to. Could you pass me the chopstick for me, please?
Got it, Peter. Need to take it off. I'll leave it on the board. Just leave it. I'm not part of it anymore.
Mine, I've done one. Very stuffed at the top. So I'm going to stuff my other cucumbers now. Just trying to do everything at once.
네, 아직 양념을 좀 채우고 있는 중입니다.
아까 적은 거는 이런 거다 들어간 건데.
Okay, so chef, are we moving on to the last one?
네, 마지막 단계로 저희 넘어가게 되나요?
네.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Wow.
What a presentation.
This
Oh, that's beautiful.
suggestion.
Could we just see that again very quickly, Chef, for the social media? That looks so nice.
Wow, absolutely amazing.
Oh, you can do it like this as well. Just
It looks far better than mine.
slice of chili.
Oh, for garnish. What a brilliant idea.
네, 고추를 잘라서 데코로 이용을 하셔도 됩니다.
Nice.
So let's move to the next step. Next one. Is instant kimchi is easy one. Now we need everything.
If we said 2 red chilies on.
네, 다음은 저희 모든 게 필요한데요.
Everything for this one. Okay. And chef, could you please just clarify for our viewers which 2 kimchis have we just made? What are the names of them?
We made pogi kimchi and cucumber kimchi.
And what's the name of the last one we are making?
It's fresh kimchi.
Okay, fresh kimchi.
저희가 포기김치와 오이소백이 만들었고요. 지금 이제 겉절이 만들겠습니다.
You can call this instant kimchi.
Instant kimchi. Okay, that's a great way to remember it.
So this one, the 겉절이, the fresh kimchi, we are normally making the end of the old process because we have some left over. So you can use all left over from the previous recipes.
So nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
Everything is used.
네, 다른 거 만들고 다 남으신 재료로 사용하기 때문에요.
So that means you don't wash the bowl. Just use this bowl as well to
네,
clean up.
그릇을 조금 씻도록 하겠습니다.
No, we don't need wash.
Okay.
네, 굳이 씻지 않으셔도 되고요.
What are we cutting now?
The
chef?
radish left over.
Okay, radish.
무를 썰어 주시기 바랍니다. 채 썰고 있습니다.
And just two.
그리고 갓 썰어주시기 바랍니다.
Okay, and then our mustard leaves. Okay.
And some chives around 5 centimeter long.
그리고 부추 5cm 정도로 자르겠습니다.
What's interesting now, because it's not actually the one we've made.
And spring onion.
다음 파 썰겠습니다.
So we're adding spring onion as well.
And 1 red chili and green chilies.
그리고 빨간 고추 하나, 청고추 하나.
And 1 green chili.
So slice diagonally.
어슷하게 썰어주시기 바랍니다.
Chef, I have a question for you. As many Korean restaurant owners have seen a huge influx of interest from non-Koreans in Korean food, have you seen this as well, Chef?
Sorry, can you ask me again?
Yes, of course. Many Korean restaurant owners have seen an influx of interest from non-Koreans in Korean food. Have you seen this as well, where people who aren't Korean have become really interested in Korean food?
There are many people does at the moment. And also some people, they are not Korean, they start kimchi business too.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen many on social media at the moment who
And
aren't
also,
Korean.
it's not in central London, but out of central London, such as the Birmingham and Manchester and other big cities, Liverpool, there are many Chinese people are starting opening Korean restaurant too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the internet has enabled the world to share their views on their favorite K-dramas and K-pop groups. And BTS, one of the biggest K-pop boy bands,
Yeah.
it actually has something called a BTS army, which is a huge fandom that support them and protect them from
that's
like,
a
any
BTS.
negative comments. And I think this probably started in the Hallyu wave with the popularity in South Korean culture. So yeah, it's really, really interesting how people are becoming interested in Korean culture and the food as well.
네, 영국에서 많은 분들이 한류 열풍부터 시작해서 한국 문화를 굉장히 사랑해 주시고 계신데요. K-팝부터 시작해서 최근에는 영화 그리고 책까지 많이 유명해지고 있습니다.
So I'd like to actually ask Jae-sung Lee as well. What are your views on the interest in Korean culture that you've seen in your lifetime as well? Hi, Jae-sung. Would you
Sorry,
like
hi, can you hear it? Yes, no, I heard, sir. I was just trying to unmute myself. Well, when I moved to the Netherlands when I was 9. So I was born in Korea, but then I moved when I was 9 years old. So I was in the beginning of the year 2001. Back then, Korea was relatively an unknown country in the West, in my opinion. When people think of Asia, they would usually think of China or Japan. Korea would always be, then you would have to clarify that, no, you're actually from Korea. And they would be like, oh, is it North or South?
Yeah.
Then you have to clarify one more time that I'm actually from the South, and you would hardly meet any North Koreans in your lifetime, because back then it was very unusual for any Westerners to come in contact with a North Korean person, let alone a South Korean, because they obviously don't know Korean much. But then slowly, this thing, as you've mentioned, the Korean wave or Hallyu started to take off in Asia first, and then kind of expanded. And now you've mentioned like K-pop groups and Korean films and dramas, partly due to, I think that's also partly due to the fact that Netflix, so the streaming site, has kind of advertised Korean production films, dramas on the streaming services. And because we've been going through this coronavirus lockdown throughout the whole year, people have kind of stuck at home and they started to check out stuff to watch, and Korean films and dramas kind of took that to their advantage and kind of managed to gain more fans. So yeah, definitely, just to sum up, yeah, South Korean culture has played a huge part in making South Korea more well-known in the West. And it's good to see that more people are taking interest in South Korea.
Yeah, I think it's always good when people become immersed in a culture and would like to learn more and be educated more. So I think seeing how people are so interested in Korean culture is really nice to see. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. If we go back to Chef, and let's find out what our next steps are.
Okay, the preparation is done. The salted cabbage already rinsed and drained.
네, 절인 김치는 지금 제가 헹궜고요.
Now we are going to season.
Okay, so
지금 이제
after draining the kimchi, we're going to season it.
물기를 빼고 양념을 시작합니다.
No, this is ours now.
1 tablespoon of fish sauce.
Okay, so 1 tablespoon of fish sauce.
액젓 1큰술,
Another tablespoon of fish sauce.
Another tablespoon of fish
One,
sauce.
2 tablespoons.
액젓 2스푼입니다.
And half spoon of fermented shrimp paste.
Okay, fermented shrimp paste.
새우젓 반 스푼,
Half spoon of chopped garlic.
Half a chopped spoon of garlic.
간마늘 반 스푼,
And 1/3 of chopped ginger.
3분의 1 스푼의 생강,
Half spoon of sugar.
설탕 반 스푼,
And pinch of white sesame.
깨 조금,
Sesame.
Pinch of black sesame.
Black sesame.
검은 깨 조금,
Ready?
Ready for the best part,
Chef.
the gochugaru.
I'm not ready yet.
Chili powder.
Okay, guests, are we ready?
네, 여러분 준비되셨을까요?
About this amount, it's half.
Yeah.
Oh, we have more.
배추는 이 정도 넣게 될 겁니다.
2 spoonful of
I did that.
chili powder.
꽉 채워서 고춧가루 2스푼,
Half a cabbage. But we did a whole cabbage. So actually, 2
한
teaspoons is a
숟갈
tablespoon.
더해서 3스푼
It's up to
고춧가루.
you. You can put 2, 3, or 4, or 5.
Wow. So depending on how much you can handle the spice, you can decide how much of the chili paste you want to put inside.
고춧가루는 더 적게 넣으셔도 되고 더 많이 넣으셔도 됩니다.
Then 1/3 tablespoon of fine sea salt.
Okay, so a 1/3 tablespoon of fine sea salt.
3분의 1 스푼의 고운 소금,
Yeah.
What's with the water, please?
I did a pinch of privacy. So.
Sorry, I think someone has. We've got some back noise. Could we just remember?
Then 1 tablespoon of just water.
Okay.
물 1스푼.
That's it. Mix all together.
Ingredient, chef.
Mixing all those ingredients together. Smelling amazing. Mix that all up. Can we get some shots of everyone mixing their paste together?
네, 어떻게 섞고 계신지 한번 보여주세요.
I'm going to try and get
mixing.
Here.
Wow, looks really nice and red. I can see lots of us can handle the spice because it's a very rich red that I'm seeing. That looks wonderful.
계속 보려고 전에.
Great, everyone. Very nice and red.
That's going to work.
Wow, looks wonderful.
Everyone ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Really nice.
네, 다 준비되셨을까요?
Ready?
So I'm gonna add up shredded radish first.
Okay.
채썬 무 먼저 넣어주세요.
Mix.
Okay, mix the shredded radish into the paste.
같이 섞어주십시오.
Add salted cabbage.
Okay, now we can add the salted cabbage to the
네.
mix.
절인 배추 넣어주십시오.
And then you will see the sesame oil in the recipe. That's optional.
참기름을 넣고 싶으시면 넣으셔도 됩니다.
Just to everyone taking part either on Zoom is the last kimchi, and very soon we are able to taste it, and then we will have a last final chat about this great event, Cooking Together Korea.
네, 지금 마지막 김치를 만들고 있기 때문에 끝나는 즉시 저희가 맛을 한번 볼 거고요. 마지막 토론으로 넘어가겠습니다.
So at this point, you should take the thick part and
So take a thick part.
together to taste it.
Okay, so I'm taking a thick and a thin part, and my mouth is watering because I just want to taste it right now.
좀 두꺼운 거 그리고 얇은 거 하나씩 집어서 한번 간 보시기 바랍니다.
Okay, can we taste it, chef? Very chilly, very garlicky,
And
still very crunchy.
so at this point, you can add some extra salt if it is no salt enough. At this point, before you mix other greens and other stuff.
간을 보시고 소금을 조금 더 넣으셔도 되고요.
So if you think you need to add some more salt, now is the right time before we add other ingredients to it.
So now I'm gonna add all other ingredients. Then mix gently.
이제 다른 남은 재료들을 다 넣도록 하겠습니다.
Now, once you're satisfied with the amount of salt, you can add all the other ingredients to the mix and then mix it all together.
남은 재료를 다 넣어주시고 섞어주십시오.
I'm gonna put some pine kernel.
Sorry, chef, could you repeat that, please?
Some pine kernel.
Okay. And we're going to add some nuts as well. Amazing.
저는 잣을 조금 넣겠습니다.
So if you have it.
네, 선택 사항입니다.
But if you put pine kernel, this kimchi look very luxury.
If you want luxurious kimchi, that's what you need to add.
잣을 넣으시면 조금 보기 좋게 완성이 되시죠.
I just can't stop eating it because it's so delicious. Wow, that looks wonderful, chef.
That looks so good.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's what a professional kimchi maker
Yes,
looks
that's
like.
what a professional does.
That looks absolutely stunning.
Oh, so hang on. I made big mistake.
Oh, well, it doesn't look like it from here. It looks absolutely wonderful.
I forgot oyster.
아, 굴을 깜빡했네요.
Where's
Oh,
oyster?
the oysters. Okay. So chef is right now, he's mixing the oysters, which will give it an extra punch of a flavor. Whilst he's mixing that around, let's see how all of our guests are doing. Let's have a look at how your kimchi has come out.
네, 여러분 다 어떻게 하셨는지 한번 보도록 하겠습니다.
Can we see how our guests are doing?
Not quite as professional as chef, I'm afraid, but tastes nice.
Wow, Jihyun Park, that looks really
That looks fantastic.
Good.
How are we doing? Oh, they're still in the process. Councillor Ha, how is your kimchi?
Oh,
it looks so
tastes very delicious, very fantastic.
It looks very delicious. Wow, that looks great.
Enthusiastic amateur.
Wow, good job. That looks great, Councillor.
Yeah, really tastes nice. Thank you.
Yes, I'm really enjoying tasting mine as well. Oh, that looks wonderful.
Wow, again.
Oh wow, that looks so good.
Yes.
Great. Oh, careful, it doesn't go over the bowl.
진짜 풍년 들었다.
Oh, this is great, guys. I can see that we've all
Fantastic.
tried really hard and that hard work has paid off because it looks absolutely amazing. Well done. Great, so we're almost coming to the end now. So if we go back to Chef Yim, you can have a look at mine as well. Here's mine. I've just been eating it as I'm presenting because it looks so amazing. Can we see Jaesung Lee as well?
Wow.
Very
wow,
good.
that looks really rich and red. Amazing.
So now I'm setting up my table.
Yeah.
세팅하겠습니다.
So Chef Yim is going to set his table up for display so we can see all the 3 kimchis we've made in its glory. can't wait to see them all. So while he is doing that, I think I haven't seen Councillor Yogan. Can I have a look at your the last kimchi we made? I saw the cucumber one, but I didn't see the other one. Yep, that's the cucumber stuffed kimchi. Could we have a look and see the other one? Is that there? Oh, wonderful.
Very
That
nice.
looks absolutely amazing.
뭐 보여달래?
That looks really, really delicious. Great. So Councillor Ha, I have a question for you. So Koreans and non-Koreans can meet in Kingston in our wonderful churches. And given the importance of their faith to many Christian Koreans, how do you think, Councillor Ha, that the churches have supported Kingston's Korean community?
교회가 어떤 역할을 한 것 같네요. 한국 사람.
In New Malden, there are around 40 to 50 churches for Korean, serving in Korean language. I think South Korean started to reside from 60 years ago, but the North Korean started to reside in New Malden around 15 years ago. The church is the center of Korean, the center of communication between South and North. So the important mission is the missionary service, but in addition, the communication it's working for the center of communication between South and North.
Absolutely, yeah. And I would say, although Korean immigrants are similar in many ways to newcomers from other Asian countries, they do differ in one major aspect, and that is that a huge proportion of Koreans are Christians that come here. There are also a community of Korean Buddhists with temples in New Malden, and these function how churches do, which is a community hub for Koreans. And my uncle, who was one of the first generation of Koreans to come to the UK after South Korea was given freedom travel, he is also a 목사님, which means a pastor of a Korean church. And when he described it to me, he said that the churches play a vital role in Korean immigrant communities because they serve four main social purposes beyond simply religious activities, which are providing fellowship for Korean immigrants, maintaining Korean cultural traditions, which are really important, providing social services for church members and the Korean community, and providing social status and positions for Korean immigrants. So I think it's really important that Koreans have a community hub when they come to the UK. So I wanted to ask actually Ji-hyun Park, what do you think about Koreans in England learning about English culture? Is it difficult to learn about English culture here, or are there ways that we can maybe promote English culture to? Wonhee, could you please translate that for me?
네, 박지한 감독님, 한국 사람들이 영국에서 영국 문화를 배워가는데 어떤 방식이 있다던가 아니면 혹시 어떤 어려움이 있다던가 할까요?
We all same as problems that is language, because it's many North Korean defectors, they can't speak English. So that's why many people moved down London, it's Kingston area. So same as me, I also problems with is English. So first time we can't connect with English people directly, and we need always translators. But nowadays many people they improved these problems, and someone can speak English and also children go to English school. So they also teach it to English, their parents too. So we now learn, we've learned how, we are now learning about the English in the UK, and also Connect North Korea helps this English. We Connect North Korea also opened the English class, and we teaching to them English face to face, or is it the group class opened in New Malden area, but as now it's a lockdown, so we now not doing about this course, but there's a face-to-face course. It's online, it's still open. So yeah, most problem is languages.
If we go back to the chef to show all the 3 ready kimchis, let's have a look at how the chef's display looks. Chef, are you ready with your 3 kimchis on display? Hi, Chef Yim. Can we please see your 3 kimchis?
I'm back. So what was the question? Sorry.
Just to see the
We'd like to see your 3 kimchis on display.
Yeah.
Can we get a shot of that?
Pop the camera around, please, because it's.
Oh, no, sir.
And a huge thank you to Jihyun, as I already did thank her, but I'd like to thank you again because that was such an amazing insight into how language is so important to learn, to embracing another culture.
Could we have the other camera, please?
The other camera. This one.
Oh, can we
Just a little technical problem. Hold on. Just trying to get it.
Actually, I didn't catch your question.
Oh, we just wanted to see the, oh, there we go. There are the 3 kimchis on display, and look how wonderful they look.
That is amazing.
They look
And it
absolutely
doesn't look anything like mine.
I
Mine
think
doesn't
all of
look
you,
quite the same.
all
So
of
here
you
we've got
have
Baechu.
is fresh kimchi. His name, Baechu Gochari.
Baechu gochuri, fresh cabbage kimchi.
Oi sobagi,
Oi sobagi, which is stuffed cucumber kimchi.
and the kimjang kimchi,
And then kimjang kimchi,
pogi kimchi.
which is the cabbage kimchi. And how wonderful they all look. Wow.
They do look amazing.
They look
We
absolutely
made
stunning.
3, but I gave you the very basic idea of kimchi. Just was I was just telling you this is a very, very, very basic kimchi, and as I told you already, there are million recipes of kimchi at every home. So these kimchi, you can add up extra chili if you want, or you can reduce chili or other ingredients as well. But compulsory point is well salted, the cabbage or cucumber.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
네, 여기 만든 김치들의 고춧가루를 덜 넣으셔도 되고 더 넣으셔도 되고 또 다른 재료들도 들어가도 되거든요. 그런데 가장 중요한 것은 잘 절여지는 게 가장 중요합니다.
And also, I'm going to show you. So I have a 5 kimchi fridge in my home.
Wow, 5.
In
That
my
is
laundry.
amazing.
So now Aiden is going to bring white kimchi is that is well fermented. No, you can bring home.
근데 제가 다른 종류의 김치를 한번 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
It is well fermented and it is around 6 months old.
6 months. Wow.
한 6개월 정도.
So there's no chili at all. Can you see it?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Very white. Yes.
Ideal.
Very soft too.
How does it smell, chef? Does it smell like vinegar or just
It-
smell?
It smell like, how can I say?
Fermented?
Yes, fermented. It smell bit sour.
Actually, it smells quite refreshing.
So it tastes fresh.
Yeah.
It's fresh, refreshing.
Freshly fermented.
And it's not spicy at all.
Yeah.
The taste very crunch and can you hear?
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear.
It's still crunchy after 6 months, chef.
Yeah. You can keep it up to 1 year.
Wow.
1년까지도 보관이 가능합니다.
Then it is well fermented kimchi, but these are not. I will tell you very briefly how to make this kimchi fermented. That's very essential too. Once you make it, these are instant kimchi. You can eat it straight away. This one also you can eat straight away, but for the better taste, we need fermentation process. Just leave it like this season, November, December. It's normally outside temperature below 5 degrees centigrade. Room temperature is between 15 to 20 at the moment. So keep in the room temperature for 3 to 4 days.
실온에 3일에서 4일 정도 김치가 조금 익어야 맛있습니다.
So every single day, you have to open the smell and with a spoon, taste some juice, kimchi juice. On very first day, won't be any sour taste you will taste. Second day, maybe a little bit. Third day, yes, it's starting. Fourth, that will be good.
실온에 놔두시면 신맛이 3일부터 조금 나기 시작합니다.
Thank you so much, chef. I'm sure lots of us would actually like to try that white kimchi. Can we ask the guests to show their kimchis just one last time, because I'm just a bit concerned about time. We just like the guests to show us your amazing kimchis that you've made.
네, 게스트분들 어떻게 김치 만드셨는지 한 번만 마지막으로 보여주시겠습니까?
So maybe I'll call some names out just so you can prepare. So first, let's have a look at Jihyun Park's kimchi. Wow, stunning, really bright red.
That is fantastic.
Really nice.
Next,
Yes.
I would like to go to Councillor Ha. How did yours come out? Wow,
Yes.
beautiful
So nice.
presentation. And we can still see the redness on your fingers as well. That
Good
looks
job.
great. And oh, the oi kimchi looks really wonderful, wonderfully stuffed. That's great. Okay, can we go to Paul Cox and Chantal Cox, please?
Wow!
Fantastic. Professional.
It looks almost identical to Chef Yim's with the plates
Definitely.
as well.
It's
That
better
looks
than
great.
me.
Let's go to Councillor Yogan.
Here you are. Can you see?
Yes, we can
Good
see.
job.
Wow,
Fantastic.
that's absolutely amazing. And let's go to Councillor Tai as well, please. Wow, well done, guys.
Oh, wow.
Really great.
And lastly, Jae-sung Lee. How did yours come out? Wow, it looks super
Oh,
great.
So colorful.
appetizing.
So thank you all my guests for showing your amazing kimchis. After all our hard work of making them, I am honored to introduce our next guest, who is John Azza. He couldn't be with us earlier, but he's now managed to join us. So I'd just like to introduce him again. He has been the CEO of Kingston Race and Equalities Council since 1989. He started the Kingston Carnival, which aims to celebrate diversity in Kingston, and he also works with the Metropolitan Police just to address the lack of confidence among Black and minority ethnic communities. So, John, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you very much for inviting me, Colombo, Marcus. I'm really sorry I wasn't able to join in this morning. And in fact, if I knew that it was so complicated, but you didn't need a kitchen, I could have just had a pop-up kitchen somewhere on the pavement and then joined you guys, because what you've been doing, it's been miraculous, really, what you've been creating. I didn't know you could do so much with so many ingredients, and some of the ingredients that you've been using, which we would have chucked because we didn't need it. You could recycle all of that and get to the end. So it's really very appreciative. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have a question which is open to everyone. And the question is, so today we've made 3 types of kimchi, Korean kimchi, but it's been in English kitchens. So is this kimchi Korean or English? Would anyone like to answer that question?
Multinational.
오늘 저희가 김치를 영국 부엌에서 만들었는데요. 그렇다면 이 김치가 한국산 김치가 되나요? 아니면 영국산 김치가 되나요?
Chef Yim, did you say international?
Multinational.
Multinational. What a wonderful answer. Multinational. I like that. Which leads us to the question, in multicultural England, what is it to be English? What does it mean to be English?
이런 저희가 다문화적인 영국에서 오늘날 영국인이다라고 하는 것은 어떤 의미일까요?
Now, because this, sorry, I think I'm getting a bit of background noise. Could you just mute your mic? Because this question is so important, it would be nice to get a short answer from each of our guests. So I'm going to ask you to sum it up in 2 words. What does it mean to be English? I'm going to go to Chef Yim first. What do you think it means to be English?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of...
Actually, I can hear you at the moment. This is the howling.
May I just ask everyone to make sure their mics are muted, just because we're getting a bit of background noise.
Okay, sorry everybody. It seems like we're having a little issue with trying to fix it now. I think it's now fixed. I will put back to Becky so she can please repeat the question. I have muted you, Becky, so please do unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So going back to the big important question of today, what is it to be English nowadays? Because this question is so important, it would be nice just to get a short answer from each of our guests. So I'm going to ask you to try and sum it up in a few words or a sentence at most. And to everyone watching, please tell us your ideas too in the comments of what you think it means to be English. So I'm going to start with Chef Yim. What do you think it means to be English?
It means to be English. Actually, we are living in. How can I say? It's hard.
It's quite hard to actually put into words.
But I believe, because I was born here, but I would not refer myself as English. I would say I'd be British by nationality. I'm Korean. I don't. To be English, I think you're an Englishman.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
It's very hard to answer the question. It's a very difficult question.
Yeah, it's maybe I could then say, what do you think are English values in today's society?
What do you think?
As it's so multicultural, we have so many different communities and cultures here, but what is it to have English values?
I don't really think there's English value or Korean value. Because we are living in England, and also we are just a part of our life.
Yeah,
it's just a location. The culture cannot be yours and mine.
Well, yeah, I absolutely agree with what you're saying, Chef Yim. For me, growing up with a South Korean mother and English father, I consider myself English. I was born here and raised here, and I speak English. It's my first language. But I was raised with Korean values. So my home education has been influenced with Korean culture, as well as eating Korean food every day, but also growing up with the values of the country I live in as well. So although I am English, I am Korean too. And it's the same for my cousins who were born here, but both parents are Korean. So their home language is Korean, which is different in my case. So their inside culture is Korean, yet they are living in England, and they are English. So I think it's not a question of am I Korean or am I English? It's not an identity crisis. It's I am English, but I am also Korean. So I'm happy West and East. And I think we're really blessed because we can take the best of both cultures to make our own identities. And I think that's the beauty of multiculturalism, and specifically in England, and more focused in the Kingston community as well. So that's really my view on it. Councillor Ha, what do you think? What is it to be English in this day?
Yeah, in my case, living in UK as a English man is a still big challenge for me. It's a similar with maybe same as other people like living as a minority or diaspora in UK is a big challenge. It looks like something like I feel like navigating in the huge sea without a map, because I was born in Korea and I came here 16 years ago, but still many things is not familiar with me. So when I act or when I think, I should be more careful than living in Korea. So living in as an Englishman is big challenge, still big challenge, and it will be big challenge for a time more and more.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your insights, and a very cute dog, I must say, that you've got in your hands as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, Councillor Hart. Can we go to Councillor Tai, please? Hi, Councillor Tai. What do you think it is to be English?
Yeah. For me, as a British Tamil, I'm a resident of Kingston for 44 years. To me, is embracing and celebrating the diversity and the multicultural nature of the England, particularly Kingston. We have got about 30% of BAME community in Kingston, and celebrating their values, the culture is. When we are celebrating Diwali today, everyone is celebrating Diwali today.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of being in UK. That's what I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. A celebration of the different cultures we have. Thank you so much. Councillor Yogan, please. What do you think it means to be English in this day and age?
Hello. Yes. Like Thai, actually, we came from the same country. I've been in this part of the world, England. Came as a student about nearly in excess of 50 years back. But we turned out to be a politician, also part of the CREC. I'm glad Jonas is listening to it. We certainly believe in multiculturalism. Royal Borough Kingston upon Thames, where we are talking, Kingston Council, they say, Royal Borough Kingston upon Thames, is a multicultural one, diverse things. And as you quite rightly said it, we have the largest number of Koreans, in excess of 20 to 25,000. They are in New Malden. That doesn't necessarily mean the second one is roughly our Sri Lankan Tamil. I am living here, I'm British, but I believe in interacting, keeping our tradition, and today is our Diwali. We want to celebrate it, bring get rid of the darkness and brings more light. But more than that, in Kingston, we are having had ethnic minorities, total of in excess of 33%. So we always respect each other. I think you have mentioned Kingston Carnival. That was another way of bringing people together of all the culture. And there's dance. And today is about cooking food, and then where we are talking to our chef. And you understand what I'm saying. We certainly believe in celebrating everything, but that doesn't necessarily mean when you are talking to me, I'm a different person. I'm the same person, looks like this, but getting older, but we would like to see more younger people coming into it. And more than that, in Kingston, we got Councillor Ha. He's the first Korean councillor to be elected, and we love to see more coming to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So much, Yogan.
Thank you very much.
Can we go to Paul and Chantal Cox, please?
Is
Hello,
it okay?
hi.
Yes.
So what do you think?
I think it's a much wider question than has been answered so far. I believe to be English is to have freedom, freedom of action, freedom of thought, freedom of opinion, and the ability to express those without hindrance.
Yes.
Genuine equality and genuine freedom.
Yes.
Thank you, Paul Cox. I think you summed that up really beautifully, that to be English is to have democracy. Thank you so much for sharing that insight. Can we please go to Ji Hyun Park? You have lived here for many years. What do you think it is to be English?
To be English is reunite. Because that is when I've lived in the UK for 12 years. So I usually see South Koreans and North Koreans. When we make kimchi, we never divided two countries, South or North. We usually enjoy it. And also, my family is the same. My children always loves kimchi and the kimchi jjigae. So my old son,
favorite dish.
yeah. So my older son lives in London. So when he comes to home, he usually asks to us is I need kimchi jjigae. So this this means reunited. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. We're now going to go to John Azar. What do you think it means to be English?
I think like Paul said, this is a very complex question, even though it sounds a very simple question. And I mean, we haven't got the time, but I'll answer it on different levels. I like a lot of the guests have said, I don't feel that I'm English. I feel that I'm British. I've lived here longer than I lived when where I was born. I was born in Ghana, in West Africa, and indeed, I don't think. And this answer really, part of this answer is very pointed. I don't think most English people would accept me as being English. Most British people will accept me as being British. And therefore, there's that defining issue about being English and being British. But because I've lived here and I hold a British passport, I feel as British as they come, even though as an African, I would never feel less African than I feel. And indeed, I feel more African than British. And so there are different levels of being either British or being English. And my children who were born here see themselves, born in London, see themselves as having dual heritage, and therefore they see themselves as English because they feel that they were born here and they've absorbed the British culture. But the British culture really, if you were being really critical, is multi-layered, where if you define British culture, do you go from the Beatles to fish and chips and the beaches and so on and so forth? And I think today really is an illustration of how multi-diverse this country is, multicultural, that the Koreans and the English and the British can cook together and feel quite united really, rather than separating ourselves. So this country has become very multi-layered. And I think being British is really very complex. And I don't think the English identity really is as well defined as the English themselves want it to be. But I mean, I think I support some of the views that Paul has got as well. He talks about freedom and equality and those kind of things. But it's a very complex question. And I think we haven't got the time really to do justice to it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's a very complex question. So thank you so much for your really meaningful insights to that. Thank you, John. If we could actually go to Jae-Sung Lee, I just wanted to know maybe what your thoughts are as well, if you'd like to comment on it.
Yeah, so I do share the views that so many of the guests have expressed just now. For me personally, I see myself more of a Londoner than English or British. I think partly it's because I've moved here 2 years ago and I have only lived in London. I've traveled outside of London, but so far I've just kind of been in this bubble almost. And so yeah, I would say, nowadays with the cities, with people kind of flocking to large cities, there's kind of a tendency to see where people kind of view themselves as part of a city, but less of the whole country in a way, because there's been there's just so much difference between city and, let's say, a countryside. But the nation as a whole, I mean, the United Kingdom is where democratic values have kind of started and they've kind of spread around the world. And so many of the current systems that we are familiar with nowadays have been born here. So to sum up, I would say, yeah, I'd see myself more of a Londoner, but certain democratic values, such as what Paul have said, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, just a general freedom to do the stuff that you want to do, to be able to have the opportunity, regardless of gender, regardless of, you know, ethnicity, is what makes Britain the Britain it is nowadays.
Yeah, thank you. Amazing words from Jae-Sung Lee. Thank you so much for summarizing that really complex question that we all attempted to answer in such a short amount of time. I think we should all be very grateful to Chef Yim. And I'd like to thank you also to Chef Yim and all our guests for contributing to our really important discussion. And I hope that you have all enjoyed today. And I want to thank you all for joining us as well on this rainy day during lockdown, but you still came and joined us. So thank you. We really appreciate that. I'm going to give the final words back to Marcus. But before I do, I just would like to say, if you are interested in Korean food after making so many kimchis together, please do follow me on Instagram. My name on Instagram is Hanguk Hapa, where I post about Korean food and the history behind it. And prior to lockdown, I was visiting Korean restaurants in New Malden. And I have got some videos coming out on my YouTube of some reviews of Korean restaurants in New Malden as well. So please do follow me on YouTube, and I would love to get to know more of you and what you think of Korean food. So I'm now going to give the final words back to Marcus, who is the founder of Colombo UK. So Marcus, have you enjoyed today?
Wow. Absolutely no words for everybody. But just before, please, everybody who would like to unmute yourself, because everybody, the guests, the volunteers, Becky, our translator, the chef, you all deserve a big, massive.
Yeah.
Very nice. It couldn't be better. I think when we started organizing the event 3 months ago, we discussed best case scenario, worst case scenario, to be ready for everything. And what happened today is absolutely, no doubt, that is beyond best case scenario that we had thought. The guests we have, everybody, Becky presenting, Hung Lee, chef. It's not easy. It's a live event. Everything is live. We're cooking during lockdown. This is history. We are in lockdown. I think I will just ask please back to muting page so we can quickly finish this. And I think it went really, really well. Of course, there's a little difficult at the beginning here, a couple of problems there, but the amount of people who joined from everywhere, I really enjoyed. I learned. I'm dying to taste the kimchi here that Anna has been making as well. So absolutely thank you. This event has been possible. Not just, I want to thank the National Lottery Community Fund. But before us being able to apply for funding and get, we need people who believe on us. And definitely, Councillor Tai, Paul Cox and Chantal, Councillor Yogan, Councillor Ha, everybody who always support, John Azar, the chef, everybody who joined, the Quilombo volunteers, what an amazing. There is a man among everybody, which I believe everybody will say, yes, he's done it. Nikhil, amazing. Yeah.
Well done, Nikhil. Yeah.
Done! Nikhil has been the project manager for the event, and it was great to be able to rely on Nikhil. There is a massive team. I would like to please quickly thank everybody. I know I'm concerned with time. We've been here for almost over 3 hours now. So Chef Hyun So-in, thank you. Becky, Elaine, or Hung King, our interpreter, Councillor Ha, Councillor Tai, Councillor Yogan, Ji-Sung Lee, the BBC World Service journalist, Ji-Hyun Park, thank you so much. John Azar, Paul Cox, Chantal Cox, Anna, Adrian, Lucky, Mireille, Paul, Tim, Ana Luisa, Benjamin, Megan, Andrea, Jason, Jessica, wow. Liz, Lauchi, Nikhil, Nora, Christabel, Owen, Josh, Julia, Kalik, Matt, Peter, Marzia, Barbosa. What a team, yeah? Well done, everybody. And this is simply great. We are going to put the footage from today is already live on YouTube. Thank you for everybody following us on YouTube. Great comments we have heard. I would like to finish by quickly saying the question that we have thought through a lot before asking about what is to be English. It's Quilombo for the past 2 years have been doing some work with the Home Office, building Stronger Britain together. And I have been going to many forums on countering extremism. So I've been listening to former BNP, ZDL, ISIS, telling us stories of why they joined the extremist groups. And it doesn't matter which tribe they belong to when they join the extremists. One big issue we have heard, it's people joining extremist groups because of lack of identity. And as John was saying, it's not only to be identified as English, but to be accepted as English. And this has been playing a lot on people's mental health. So this is why we think it's very important to ask the question and to clarify that everybody is British. Born in England is English, born in Scotland is Scottish, born in Ireland is Irish. And it's amazing to see here how it's changing rapidly. The cultures are mixing and keeping the values, the beautiful values that after 18 years here in London, I have not just learned it, but married an English person and love living here, everything I learned here. Thank you once again. We will be editing, putting a shorter version edited, but you are going to be able to see the entire footage on YouTube as well. And if we finish by perhaps showing our dishes again, and I would like to wish everybody a great weekend and thank you. Yeah.
Well done, well done.
Amazing. Beautiful. And have you got your dishes?
Done, Marcus.
Wonderful. What an amazing day. Yes. Becky. Yes, Becky, you've done magic, presenting and cooking. Amazing. Yes. Very, very good. Very good, Jin Sung Lee. Thank you. Great, 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 great. Amazing. 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 Chef, you, your son, your team, thank you so much. So nice. So
I'd like to say Aidan, come, and Nicole. So it's a special thanks to my son Aidan and my daughter Nicole.
Hello, Nicole. Very, very nice. Thank you as well for being there, for taking part.
There's one announcement for you. It's actually I'm the chairman of a Korean Art and Culture Cultural Center.
Yes.
So if you have more questions about Korean culture,
yes,
so you can contact me. Then I will give some information very kindly.
We will definitely see if our PR team can get the details from you, and we can post in our social media as well, so people can contact you directly about anything else they wish to know. Once again, Chef, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wong Hee, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
To understand.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Midday, your dishes, amazing.
Well done, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you. Owen Chantal, thank you very much.
Congratulations on another fantastic project, Marcus, to you and the whole team.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul and Chantal. Thank you. John Azar, thank you for joining us.
Well done.
Thank you. It was really, really great. Yes. Really good.
Yes. Well done, Marcus. Very well organized.
I honestly want to say how sorry I am that I wasn't able to pull up a kitchen and join you. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
So next time I'll be here.
Next time, John.
We will. Next one. Maybe we do some Ghana food next one.
We'll do some African food. That's a promise.
Amazing. Amazing. Councillor Ha, thank you. Thank you so much.
Especially thank you for hosting Korean edition today. Thank you very much for all and enjoy Korean food from now on, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jin Hoon Park, thank you. Thank you for all of the efforts. We finally got everything working and done it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Kissing, thank you as well. Yes.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Quilombo. Top. Amazing. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.